Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Sisters in Crime, everybody. Hi, sisters.
Hi, sister.
Hi, sisters in crime.
It's so good to have you guys tonight. I feel like it's been ages.
I know it
I
has.
think it has.
We haven't gone live for a while. Everybody's missed
Mm-mm.
us, I think.
Yes,
Right. I've
they've
been
been.
getting. Oh, go ahead.
No, you've been getting messages.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
tons of
like
letters,
mhm,
calls, you name it.
Oh yeah,
snail mail, email, Gmail,
telegrams,
Snapchat.
Morse code.
I've been getting lots of snaps about it. My what is it? What do the kids say nowadays? Slide into my DMs.
Yeah,
What?
right. Slide
Uh,
into my DMs.
oh, I don't know that one. That's a good.
Yeah, he slid into my DMs.
Oh
I mean,
gosh,
it's not
that
nasty.
sounds really risque.
No, it just means that, you got a private message from somebody.
Oh, I see.
hmm
I'll definitely use that.
So, have you guys had a good week so far?
Great,
Yes.
terrific,
That's
super.
Yes.
great. That's wonderful. Are you ready to talk about the latest and greatest, the latest case, and compare the differences and the comparisons between these two ladies? I think it's a good topic.
Yes,
Do you think?
yes.
Well, I never heard of Diane Downs
Comparison.
before, but
Oh, really?
yeah, never.
Well,
The
that's
only
because
other one like this is that Andrea Yates lady. Oh, and then the one Susan Smith. The
Yeah, I
one
remember
before.
her.
Yeah,
I think she was the 90s, I think, right?
Susan
I
Smith.
think so, yeah.
I think she was like
Wait, is
91,
she the one that
90.
drove off the bridge or off the.
Well,
She didn't
yeah,
drive.
she said somebody kidnapped her or stole her.
Yeah, that's right.
She said somebody um, kidnapped her car,
With
like
the
had
kids and
carjacked her. I
everything.
don't know how she ended up not going in the water.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
How many kids did she have?
Two, I think.
Two sons, 3 and 1. It was 94. Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was
She
horrible.
strapped them in. She strapped them in their car seats and rolled her car into John D. Long Lake,
oh, yeah,
but
Mm-hmm.
said somebody else did it.
that's right.
A false claims of a black man carjacking her.
Can you believe that? Oh my
Yeah, what
gosh.
a.
Oh, how do you?
What was her defense?
She had mental health issues that impaired her judgment. That's what her defense attorneys said, expert
And now, was
witnesses.
she in South Carolina or North Carolina or
Yes,
something?
yes, South
hmm
Carolina.
Yeah, she had. Remember, she was in the spotlight or spotlight. They were having news clips of her, like she did a what is it called? I have no brain right now. She did a what is it called? Press conference. Press conference.
Yes, with her husband, and they were.
And he stood by her for a little while,
Yeah.
and then he even forgave her too. And he said he forgave her mainly for spiritual reasons. Like, oh no, that scratch that. That was not that misquoting. I'm misremembering. It was for his own mental health. Like he couldn't continue living with that anguish and like resentment and hatred and anger toward her. So that's why he forgot. I saw a little interview with him. But that was Susan Smith's husband, and that's a different scenario. That's a different story, but it's another one of those filicide type, but with a different defense or a different motive. So, Susan Smith in 1994. Do you want to recap that one, Karen? Karen is in the chat. I see her. Casey, do you want to recap it? Do you have that
Well,
in?
the only thing I know is that she was, strapped her 2 kids in the car and their car seats, pushed it into the lake, and then said someone had carjacked her and took her car. And I think they did a press conference before they found the kids. She was just saying, "Oh, my kids were kidnapped and I can't find them," or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then anyway, her defense was mental health issues when she committed the crimes, and then they disappeared right after that. No, I'm just kidding. And then she was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. Smith was first eligible for parole on November 20th, 2024, which was denied.
Oh, really? So
Mm-hmm.
so that was 2024.
4.
So that was 30 years, right? So,
Yeah.
or 20, 30, 30.
30, because it said after 30 years
Oh,
possibility of
yeah.
parole.
Oh,
So
my God.
94 is when it happened, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, her husband did end up divorcing her in 95.
Yeah, he did. And he got remarried, too.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So, let me, since we
Oh,
weren't really.
did you know that she's attempted, her dad died of suicide when she was 6. She tried to kill herself when she was 13.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, her mother then married a
This is
guy
Susan
named
Smith.
Beverly who molested her.
A guy?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
That's called SA in the YouTube
Oh,
vernacular.
essay, yes. And he was oh no. He was a local businessman who later gained prominence in South Carolina's Republican Party and the
Of
Christian
course.
Coalition.
Oh, of
Oh
course.
yeah, that is just she was probably a victim of whatever like those politicians do with their kids.
All right.
They
Okay.
do bad things.
Okay. Disclaimer, please. Not all
No,
politics.
I'm just the bad ones, which are the
Yes.
majority of them.
Okay, let's get a picture of Susan Smith crime. Just
Susan
one moment.
Smith.
We're talking filicide currently. We're trying to lighten the mood a little bit with some political banter. Um, so let me get a picture. Yeah, this says let me pull up a picture of her.
I've got one if you don't.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm. Sending now.
Currently? Okay. Oh yeah, that's a mugshot. Okay. Un momento, por favor. Oh, that's a goodie. Did that work? I'm trying. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, you know what it says? Oh, okay. Stop. How come I cannot see it? Okay, and then I think I have one too, so we can discuss her, because there are, as horrifying as this is, you would think there weren't very many of these kind of cases, but there are more than we would like to know about, right? Oh, you know what? Will you send me
Do a
the
little let's do a little search and see. how many were on SSRIs.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's very true. And you know what? Probably not in the 90s. It wasn't as common, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the irritating thing I feel is that they don't, because it's not being it's not being, what do you call it? Exp-
It's not being investigated, but
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. It's not being. Oh, hi,
But it is
Kevin.
the side effects on there.
Mm-hmm. Well,
The
yeah,
warnings.
there's a black box warning for, um, but you know, supposedly, what I had a discussion with someone in on X, I think, my best friend on X. No, I was debating somebody, and they. Oh no, you know what? It wasn't on X. It was on YouTube, and it was Jennifer Coffindoffer, but it was on X. I follow her on. She's the FBI lady, and she was saying the black box warning is only related, or it's only targeted or meant to apply to 14 years and under, or something like that, or between up to 17 years old or 14 years old or something.
For which drug?
For the
For all the drugs?
for the fluoxetine or the some of one of the SSRIs. So my thinking is, or my comeback to her was, that's the one they're required to put the black box
Yeah.
warning. It
right.
doesn't mean that there could be outliers of that population, right? There could be people that were older, but they didn't study, they didn't get enough of them. Maybe it's rare, right? We always know, like, they only put like the most common side effects listed, right? So
Yeah.
you can have a side effect, but if it's not listed, then they'll deny it. They'll be, oh no, that's not, that doesn't apply. But
Now, is there
There's.
is
yes,
Go ahead.
ma'am.
oh, I was just gonna say, is Seroquel the one that people take and then they like in their sleep they do
No,
things?
that's
Oh.
Ambien. The
Yeah.
one that got a lot of publicity for that.
Oh yeah.
There's no wide case reports or small studies case reports, small studies, and adverse event signals document instances in which mothers who killed children or red-rummed children were on SSRIs. And so there's not a lot of research on that.
Oh.
More broader antidepressant aggression data. High profile cases are, list things like that. SSRIs that are prescribed because of postpartum psychosis, I guess. But there's small clinical samples.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
says
that's
one
the thing.
case control study of 30 women who committed filicide infanticide compared with postpartum controls noted that a minority were taking SSRIs in monotherapy at the time. Examples included sertraline and escitalopram in subgroups with
Is it with
prior
a C?
escitalopram. In subgroups with prior psychosis or bipolar history, several were on SSRIs without concurrent psychotics or mood stabilizers, a practice the authors flagged as potentially problematic given risks of mood destabilization. Other forensic or hospital series of filicide mothers emphasize high rates of depression, psychosis, including postpartum psychosis, prior psychiatric treatment, and social stressors, but do not produce consistent SSRI percentages. But, maybe, obviously they haven't done a big study on it. Anyway, I think, and I think it's just so sad that, people with mental illness are like guinea pigs. because they're just given, oh, let's try this and let's try that.
Mhm.
And like, they're not even really monitored
Mhm.
in real time.
Mhm.
So
What you
it's
would
really
expect,
sad.
right? What you would expect from a patient and a doctor, surveillance, follow up, and
Right.
and
Like
highlighted
on
it.
a daily
Mhm.
basis.
Was it 1994 Susan Smith arrested?
Yes, I believe so. Let me double check.
And we're gonna call it filicide. Well, we're not gonna call it filicide. What are we gonna call it? We're gonna call it um, arrested.
Yeah, 94.
Well, she was convicted, right?
Yeah. Why can I find? Okay.
It's okay.
The
Okay.
crime occurred, or well, actually, that she reported to police on October 25th, 94, that she had been the victim of a carjacking while driving her 1990 Mazda sedan with her sons, Michael and
I'm laughing at the
Alexander,
car.
still in the back seat.
Oh my gosh. It's interesting that they just listed the car. That's why I was laughing.
Yeah, that is interesting,
The
huh?
Mazda, it had a great engine.
And it says
It
for
had a
9
turbo.
days she made dramatic pleas on national television for their
Mhm.
safe return. But the investigators had, like, right at the beginning, they thought she had done something to her kids and that she was lying.
Yeah, so the statement that I'm reading, it says on you probably read this already. On October 25th, 1994, Smith knocked on the door of a home not far from the lake, saying she was the victim of carjacking while stopped at a red light on Highway 49. Yeah, she had a Mazda Protege. I did test drive that actually with Dad, and I was definitely not impressed.
Oh, remember she had was having an affair with
Yes, she was having an
someone.
affair with her coworker, or with her
Yeah,
boss.
and he didn't want kids, so she thought she'd get rid of hers.
It said in May of 1995. I guess this was probably when the trial happened. So my date is incorrect. So 1994 was when the crime happened, but it looks like
Right.
May of 1995 was when she was on trial because they videoed part of the investigation. They took the car back to the boat ramp and they let it slip into the water with timers and cameras rolling. And it says, "It speaks for itself," said Wells in 1995. "You've seen what's taken place here today. Like I say, there was no other way to answer some of those questions. And that's what we're here for." So, say it was a botched self unaliving, and as soon as she did it, she realized, "I shouldn't have done it." So that's actually what happened. The car just went straight into the lake.
Mm-hmm.
And
With her help.
yeah, exactly. Um, it says, what else does it say? That was just an article in um, let me see what newspaper this was. It was just a Columbia, South Carolina. The crime that shocked the nation. That's what it says. Um, so anyway, we'll stop sharing that for a moment. Um, so that we just highlighted a horrible situation where we have a perpetrator, the mother, and um, she got convicted of a crime of unaliving her two small boys and claiming that something else happened. So we're gonna keep that in the back of our minds, and we're gonna go to the next one, and that is Diane Downs. And she was a decade earlier. Another story. And it was very hard. So let's see here. We're gonna mug shot. We have a mug shot to show.
Yeah, that was interesting about Elizabeth Diane Downs. That she attempted. Oh, do you want me to say?
What?
Well, she red rummed her daughter and then attempted to red rum her other 2 children. So, but I guess it was the same day of May 19th, 1983.
So it was a shooting.
Okay.
With a pew pew.
Oh yeah, she claimed to the police that a man had shot her and the children during an attempted carjacking. So that's where that other lady got the idea.
Girl.
Probably. I don't know.
For some reason, it's not letting me share this screen. I'm trying. I don't know why it's not letting me share this one. Oh, I know what I could do.
You're not supposed to do that.
What's wrong? What's happening? Oh, here we go. All right.
You're supposed to just let it roll.
So this is Diane Downs. And she went by Elizabeth, or she went by Diane, but her name was Elizabeth Diane Downs.
Right.
So this was at the time of arrest. Let me see if I can find another picture, but we'll keep that up for a moment.
I forgot we're not supposed to do that.
She looks really different in a lot of her pictures.
Yes.
It seems like other people.
She looks she looks different. She can look a little bit different.
She only got 25 years. Life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years. No, and she escaped. Did you know that?
She tried to escape, yeah, but she's still in prison.
Yes, but she escaped in 1987, but was recaptured.
Yes.
After 10 days.
Where does she?
That's crazy.
Where is she in prison?
She is located in Springfield,
she was in
Oregon. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my gosh! Look at this. Okay, let me see if I can share this screen really quick. We're gonna look really quick like. We're gonna look at This is interesting. I hope it lets me. Let me see. Yes. Okay. This picture, look at what Susan Smith looks like now.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I have heard in prison she's quite the I'm trying to think of a good word to call her. A floozy or something?
Oh, no way. Are you serious?
That's what I heard. I mean, I don't remember.
Did you hear it from your prison pal?
your pen pal?
I've heard it from the insiders. All the insiders that I'm connected, the prison guards and such. No, I think she had a relationship with a prison guard or something.
Yeah, it does.
Don't they have female prison guards there? Or no?
It says in 2002, correctional officers at the Camille Griffin Graham Correctional Institution were charged with raping her. Consequently, she was moved to the least correctional institution in Greenwood.
That's what she claimed. I'm just kidding. I don't know. That's horrible of me. That's so horrible of me to say that.
What?
She was a floozy, but then really she was assaulted. Okay. I don't know. Just erase everything that I say tonight. It's just speculation. Everything. Oh, I forgot to do our disclaimer. Everything is speculation. So should we read this? The videos and live streaming information that we are speaking on is purely our opinion and should not be taken as fact, right?
Exactly. Did you know that prison drama Oz, called Oz? The
Huh?
only female prisoner was based on her. On that series called Oz?
Oh, I didn't watch that.
No, it was a long time ago. But the character named Shirley Bellinger was based on Susan Smith.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I guess there were a lot of television shows that were inspired by her too.
He was very inspiring
Yeah.
in the true crime
She's
genre.
That
such
is
an
inspiring.
inspiration.
Yeah, that's what I wrote her a letter to tell her that.
Okay, let's read this. This video or live stream may contain copyrighted material, the use of which has not always been specifically authorized by the copyright owner. We are making such material available under the fair use doctrine for the purposes of criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. We believe that this constitutes a fair use of any such copyrighted material as provided for in Section 107 of the U.S. Copyright Law. Thank you very much. That is our fair use disclaimer for all to hear. Okay. So back to Susan Smith. There she is.
Susan or Diane? Are we?
Oh, we're
talking-
going to go back to Diane, yeah. But we just wanted to quickly bring that up. Let me just go like so. Oh, yes, there she is.
What is that?
Michael. Oh, these are her children.
Oh.
Oh, they're so sweet. Oh.
Oh, that's at the
Let's
lake,
take a
I
moment.
guess.
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
at the lake that it happened at.
Mm-hmm. Alex and Michael. Gosh, that's heartbreaking. Oh, and there she is crying. Very sad. I'm sure that there's videos of her, and listening to her talk is she's kind of obviously like lying in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she sounds like not very believable. And her plea for her children, so she claims, right, after her arrest, she claims that her car was carjacked.
Right.
And carjacking was just, I think, I remember kind of early on, it was sort of a new deal, like a new crime, that people were being carjacked, like with them in it, like, move over, I'm taking you in your car.
Right.
So that was just becoming popular, and I think that's why she used it as a excuse,
Well, that's
So-
what Elizabeth Diane Frederickson Downs said, too. That someone
Yes,
attempted to murder.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
carjack.
Exactly.
Shot her and her kids in an
Mhm.
attempted carjacking. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You know what's very interesting about her situation? Her surviving children
Mm-hmm.
ended up being adopted by the lead prosecutor and his wife.
Oh my gosh, that's fabulous.
Oh, isn't that Amazing.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna show a picture of her children and her.
What did you say that the surviving children did? It
They
cut
were
out.
adopted by the lead prosecutor and his wife.
Oh my gosh, that is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now that's her. That's Elizabeth Diane Downs. Cassie, you need to, yeah. That's Elizabeth Diane Downs and her 3 children. And one of them, is it Christy, is the one that survived, right?
There's 2 that survived.
I'm sorry, Christy passed away, right? Or no. Okay, let me just focus. Let me focus here. She survived. Christy survived. So it says, on the night of May 19th, 1983, a blood-soaked red Nissan pulled up to the emergency room at Mackenzie Willamette Hospital in Springfield, Oregon. Inside were 3 critically wounded children and their mother, who claimed a bushy-haired stranger had just pew-pewed them during a carjacking. One child was already passed away. The story captivated the nation and then fell apart. So Elizabeth Diane Fredrickson Downs was born August 7th, 1955 in Phoenix, Arizona. She married Steve Downs and they had 3 children, Christy, Cheryl, and Danny. I believe Christy was the oldest. They later divorced, and by 1983, she was a U.S. Postal Service worker in Oregon and involved with a married former coworker, Robert, quote, Nick Knickerbocker. Diaries and statements indicated that he did not want children in his life. Prosecutors later argued this was her motive. So her story, I'm gonna see if I can play it, maybe. But her story was that Downs drove her 3 children, Christy 8, Cheryl 7, Danny 3, on a rural road near Springfield. She later claimed a bushy-haired stranger flagged her down, demanded the car, and pew-pewed the children and her in her left arm when she refused. She drove them to the hospital. Oh, we lost our sister. She dropped off.
Uh-oh.
She drove them to the hospital. Cheryl was pronounced dead, and Christy suffered a stroke from blood loss. Danny was paralyzed from the waist down. Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Down's own. Here, let me add her to the stage. Hi, Cassie. I think you fell. You fell off.
Hi. Oh, it's
Hi.
Oh, there she is.
I'm back.
Oh, there, you did tell us in the back chat. Sorry, I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
no, that's okay.
Multitasking is difficult.
She
Okay.
has sanpaku.
Excuse me?
Sanpaku, you know, when the whites under your iris are also
Oh, like
visible.
Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
don't
didn't
know
even
what.
remember he
Mm-hmm.
has sanpaku.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I
Well,
was
I
reading.
mean, this seems like like an easily proven case. They asked Danny and Christy, "Who shot you?"
Mm-hmm.
Mommy. I mean, what? Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if they didn't want to put them on the stand or something. I don't know.
Murder.
Oh, she claimed the kids were sleeping.
Yes,
So
and her
maybe.
statement. When she discussed what happened that night, she says, We were sightseeing because we liked it. Was at night, for heaven's sakes, in the country road. What are you looking at? The stars? That's like Koberger saying he was stargazing.
That's what he said he was doing the night that.
Yes,
Yeah.
stargazing. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Driving around, you're not. It's not really a good idea to stargaze when you're driving a vehicle.
No, it's probably not wise.
Not wise at all. So she was arrested February 28th, 1984, and charged with murder, attempted murder, and assault. The trial began in 1984 in Eugene, Oregon. Christy, then 9, was the key witness and identified her mother as the puppeteer. Downs was pregnant during the trial. The baby, later adopted and renamed something else that we're not going to say, was born after the verdict. On June 17th, 1984, she was convicted on all counts and sentenced to life plus 50 years, but eligible for parole consideration after 25 years. The judge indicated that consecutive terms were meant to keep her incarcerated indefinitely. Christy and Danny were placed in protective custody and later adopted by the lead prosecutor, Fred and his wife. That's what you were talking about, Casey.
That's so beautiful.
Sweet. Isn't that wonderful?
Mm-hmm.
My favorite author, named Anne Rule, she also wrote a book called Small Sacrifices in 1989. And if you remember, I don't know if you remember this, but Farrah Fawcett starred in the movie that was produced, entitled the same thing, I think, Small Sacrifices.
Oh, I kind of vaguely remember
But I
that.
kind of remember, I remember. Do you remember?
That's Dad. He would
He-
go, remember? A lot. It was that song.
Is that a disco song?
It is a disco song too, but the one he would kept saying that about was oh, not, it wasn't a disco, it was an old 50s one, and I can't now, I'm not thinking of it.
So
But
here's.
go
Do you
ahead.
remember that one?
Remember? Yeah, but it wasn't it wasn't like
How does it go?
I'm trying to, I'll think of it. I can't think of the
I
rest
think
of the
it's
words.
something like,
It
do you
throws me because
remember?
the way he would say it.
Na-na-na-na.
That's, yeah, Earth, Wind, and Fire, but it wasn't that one. It's a different one.
I know, because I'm
Yeah,
thinking
that's
Dad
the
didn't
one I.
listen to that kind of stuff. Okay,
No, it was an oldie.
so
Oldie.
here's another photograph. Let me go to it. Let me go to it. How come it's... Oh, there it is. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. So, here we have another photograph of Diane, and that's with her husband. The other one, her husband's not in it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And for more exciting footage, we also
So
have...
she was having an affair?
She was having an affair. And here is her, I believe she's being transported or something in this photograph. But that's the vehicle,
Oh.
the said vehicle. And look at that picture. Look at, zoom closer.
Now, did anybody say anything about postpartum depression with her? Well, they didn't really say
No,
that
her
then.
children were old.
Oh.
Her youngest was, let's see. Let me see.
She just
Her
needed to have an
children.
affair.
Yeah.
Just kind of like Scott Peterson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her youngest was Danny, and he was 3.
Oh.
And this was, witnesses reported that the car approaching the hospital was very slowly driving. So, yeah, her story did keep changing in terms of her, you know, like retelling what happened, because she was claiming that, some stranger, she was flagging her down in the road, and she went ahead and pulled over, because that's what you do, right?
Yeah.
when you're
Especially when you're a woman with kids. Yeah.
Yeah, you totally do. It's fine, totally fine. Like, I would totally pull over in the
Well, you
middle of the
gotta help. You have to be a good
Yeah,
Samaritan.
I mean, who doesn't pull over when, and especially with your sightseeing with your children in the country. What are you sightseeing exactly? Oh my gosh.
She looks happy there.
Oh,
Like,
in several pictures, she smiles.
interesting.
So she wanted it to look like stranger danger, but the prosecution dismantled her the defense's theories, the timeline inconsistencies, and then she had her own children testify against her. So,
Oh,
think
yeah.
of that.
That's not gonna be very good for the defense.
That's why she's in prison. Here's her. This is another photograph, another photo. Um, it is She is being arrested. This is from the movie. Oh, it's a mother, sins of a mother or something. Oh, it's so sad.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
see. And then, where's the other one? This one.
She looks pregnant there.
She is pregnant.
Oh, I didn't know she was pregnant.
I
Uh,
can't believe you said that. Oh wait,
so was she
was
pregnant
that
with
the
the
one that I just
lover's
was that the
baby
one that I
then?
just put up there? She
Yeah.
was actually a surrogate while she was in prison.
Oh my God.
Are you
No,
lying?
I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
But no. There is a thing. Hold on. There is a thing. Hold on a second.
I mean, they would not let you be a
Look it
surrogate
up.
in
Look it up.
prison.
Look it up. Casey, you're the producer that looks up
I
things.
guess they could rig that whole, they do all kinds of illegal things, guards and employees in the prison.
Yeah.
I can't
So they
believe.
could get, that's money, I guess, everyone gets a little chunk of the change.
Where is that photograph? Why do I keep calling it a photograph? Because I have a photographic memory. Okay. See, she isn't. She is with child right
She
here.
is, she isn't. And she's
And
laughing.
she's always smiling.
She's like, oh, there's my fans.
Mm-hmm. Very, very, very
So do you
interesting.
think she was pregnant with the Leva's baby?
No, we can find out. She actually, that baby, so she was pregnant during the trial. And I don't know who the father of the child was, but I can find out. I will definitely look into that right now.
Look
What
at the
about the
guard's
producer,
hairdo.
Casey? Casey, did you pick that up? What was that? Was one of the guards?
The
Well, the
guard's
rain's
hairdo
going
is so cute.
Mm-mm.
here. It
It is
is.
a helmet a little bit.
Cute.
No, incarcerated women are not eligible to serve as gestational or traditional surrogates or intended parents under standard U.S. practices, agency requirements, and practical legal realities.
Yeah, and they do get pregnant in prison, and then they
Oh,
don't
yeah.
tell who the fathers are.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a good little scam if you're trying to be gross and evil. You could be all, oh, yeah, let's get you guys all knocked up. We'll have lots of money. But then
Okay.
how would they
Yeah, I
get the
mean, they could
baby?
have like some kind of scam in there with like, okay, we're gonna with the guards or whoever,
Yeah.
and then they just take the babies and sell them and make
Mm-hmm.
money.
Yeah.
They do lots of other stuff. So
Yeah, they have contraband. They have dealt drugs in there.
Did you
mhm.
look up what?
Gambling. Oh,
What
they do COVID PPP scams
scams?
too.
Yeah.
Hey, Casey, can you do me a favor and
Yes.
look up her opinions on pregnancy? If there's anything about Diane Downs related to pregnancy and surrogacy, because I swear when I was looking into this case, I did come across something about surrogacy. Oh, I
Do you
muted
think she
myself.
was pregnant during the trial?
She was.
Okay.
Just one moment. I'm going to do some research myself. So give me just a minute. Go ahead and discuss amongst yourself, ladies.
So,
Yeah, that's what I'm checking on that too. We'll see who comes up with the answer first.
oh, you are. You're
Yeah.
lucky I'm not doing anything.
Yes, she was visibly pregnant throughout her 84 murder trial in Eugene, Oregon.
Wow.
So she was arrested in late February and went to trial in May. By the time of the verdict on June 17th, 84, she was about 9 months pregnant. Of course, the baby. She gave birth to a daughter on June 27th at Sacred Heart General Hospital. Downs named her Amy Elizabeth. The state of Oregon took custody of the newborn almost immediately. The baby was later adopted by a couple in Bend, Chris and Jackie Babcock, who renamed her Rebecca Christine Babcock. And as an adult, Rebecca has publicly spoken about her background, including on 2020 and in a Glamour magazine piece. Whose baby was it? It was Down. Really, it was Diane Down's own biological child. She has stated she intentionally became pregnant around October 83 after the shootings, but before her arrest, because she missed her other children and felt lonely. She described the father at the time only as a young, attractive male who lost interest once she was pregnant. She denied it was her former boyfriend, Robert Knickerbocker. Later,
But
including
what?
cover.
Sorry.
She identified the father as a Cottage Grove newspaper reporter with whom Downs had a brief relationship. Fleeing. Now, this was reported by um, uh, Anne Rule's book, Small Sacrifices. A brief relationship, fleeing while she was a mail carrier in the area. This was her fifth child overall. Oh, so there's another one?
Yep.
Oh, she was a previously paid surrogate in 1982.
I knew it. There was
Yes.
something about it.
She had previously given birth as a paid surrogate in 82 to a daughter named Jennifer for another couple. The pregnancy during the trial was widely noted as a striking and controversial detail, with some observers suggesting it was calculated for sympathy. Which,
Interesting.
she had
Okay.
lots of. Oh, she's a freak.
Yeah, there's much to talk about with regard to her and her
Yeah.
like I would say personality disorders, you know,
Yeah.
very like narcissism type, you know, qualities, which
Yeah.
are qualities. Okay, we're going to have a little snippet. We're going to hear some audio. So, here we go.
Good evening. I'm Ann Bradley. What you're about to see is a conversation with Elizabeth Diane Downs in November. In the next 30 minutes, we're going to try to give you the inside story about what Elizabeth Diane Downs is like, in her own words. These papers were filed by the Children's Services Division to remove 7-year-old Christy and 3-year-old Stephen Downs from their mother's custody. The documents claim their welfare is in danger. Information contained in the petitions has been kept under wraps until now. For copies obtained by KEZO.
Hold on a sec. I went too fast.
Was there ever a time from the beginning when you first heard that?
Okay, they're interviewing her father right now.
Was there a time when I had doubts? Yes, there was. The first night, as a matter of fact, I had doubts. I felt when I sat and I sized up the situation, and I saw at one point that Diane had been shot in the, and everybody knows her as Elizabeth, but Diane had been shot in the left arm, and she's right-handed. And I made the comment to the police department there that night. It looks to me like Diane did it, because the children have been shot in the chest, and Diane has only been shot in the arm. And I says, it really looks like she did it. That really is the thing that spurred them to go and check, to do the Q-tips, run the Q-tips around her finger to check for the powder residue, and to also spray her hands to see if she held a gun. So it was a good thing that I expressed that, and I'm a very open person. If I think that somebody did something, I'm not about to hesitate to say they didn't. You know, I'll tell them that I think they did. I'd say the same thing again if I believed it. I've had plenty of opportunity to follow, and that's one of the main reasons, I guess, for peace of mind. I've followed through, and I know that my daughter didn't do it.
I have been through that night so many times. I've even been through it with my...
Okay, I'm gonna tell ya, this is Diane speaking. Okay, so I think, let's keep this.
Who was the guy that was speaking?
That
Her
was
dad?
her father. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was saying that in the early part of the investigation, he thought maybe she did do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, as time went on, and they checked for gunpowder residue, I guess. Now, apparently, there was no gunpowder residue on her hands. I don't know. That's interesting.
They probably waited too long, and
or
washed.
He didn't have the information, the final.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
And she might have, but we know that the police can lie. They don't owe anyone anything, so they can.
Right. That's true.
Tell the father that it was fine, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, or just not give it any information. I don't know. But we'll hear. Here's Diane in all of her glory.
My psychologist. It's very hard. It's very tearful. There are a lot of memories that...
Okay, hold a second. One more thing. She is speaking about the night of the event, okay, that occurred.
Right.
I don't know. A lot of people, when something traumatic happens to them, they suppress it immediately. I kept those memories because I knew that I was the only person that was going to be able to tell them what happened when we got to the hospital. And when I got there, the first thing I said was call the doctors. Second thing was the blood type. Third thing was call the cops, because they've got to find him. And so I had to remember as much as I could remember. When this man shot my daughter, my first reaction was to snap back to my childhood, to the pain that had happened to me back then, my marriage, my entrapment by society. This man was bigger than me. He was stronger than me. He had more power because he had a gun. He was in control, and I was not. And there was nothing I could do. And I stood there, and I looked at Christy.
Okay. Thoughts? Anyone? Holy cow.
She's so
That was a good story, yeah. And I was a child, and then it happened to me, too.
No, like, why would you even think? You cannot, as a mother, you would not be going, my daughter is suffering, my children are suffering, there's some traumatic thing happening, and I have time to, like, daydream into my childhood time? Give me a break, lady. please. And about societal philosophy. She's philosophizing about
Oh
society
my
and
god.
the
She
dynamics
sounds
of
excited to tell too, like, and then and I like her how she's
her
acting. I
demeanor.
mean, it's
Oh
clearly
yeah.
acting.
She loves the camera. Listen to her how she's speaking too. It's very she pauses and then so here.
And the blood that just kept gushing out of her mouth.
What?
Oh,
She's
oh
talking about her
my
daughter. She is
gosh.
talking about her daughter. And
She
she even
is just so creepy and scary.
And what do?
Uh,
You just stand there trapped. And then the gun kept firing and firing and firing. And it was monotonous. It just kept.
monotonous?
The
that's what you're
gun
gonna
just fired
say?
all by itself.
Yeah, just started firing monotonously. I got really bored. It was so monotonous.
What a this lady is
This
just
lady.
rude.
I kind of remember her being on the news and saying that, going, "Oh my gosh, that doesn't sound true. Nothing she's saying sounds true."
I snap back to my childhood and the bad things that happened to me in the middle of a crisis in a
Yeah,
life and
well,
death
someone's shooting my
situation.
kids.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. We'll proceed.
Going. It was like
Okay.
a slow motion picture. And then he swung around towards me, and this is something that I did not recall when I was explaining to the cops, because it wasn't like a movie when I was telling them. I was telling them what happened, the important details. He shot my kids. I pushed him. I ran. And when he swung around, he was pointing. When he swung around, it hit the tips of my fingers. The gun hit the tips of my fingers, and that snapped me. And I went, wait a minute. I'm not trapped by society. I don't care if I stand here and I say, yeah, here, take the
I'm
gun.
not
There's
trapped.
nothing I can do. You win because you have the gun. My kids are going to die. And I'm not going to let my kids die. And so instead of giving him the keys, I feigned throwing the keys.
Feigned,
He did
she's
not
saying.
take time to point the gun and shoot me, obviously, because he would have shot me the same way he did the kids. When he was swinging in the direction of the keys, firing the gun, he hit my arm. Everybody says you sure were lucky. Well, I don't feel very lucky. I couldn't tie my damn shoes for about 2 months. It is very painful. It is still painful.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's remember. Okay,
I'm gonna die.
let's read what actually happened to her children. Okay. Okay, let's
okay.
read it. I'm coming. Okay. Surviving daughter. Okay, so the shooting. Okay. Cheryl was oh, there. Can you hear me? Cheryl was passed away. Okay. So she lost one of her daughters.
The older one, right?
No, one of them survived. Cheryl and Danny died. One of them lived, right?
No, two of them lived.
Okay,
One
sorry.
of
See, I
them
can't even keep
passed.
straight. Okay. Cheryl passed away. Christy suffered a stroke, and Danny was paralyzed from the waist down. And let's hear that. Let's recall what she just said. What did she say? She said, it was hard. I couldn't tie my shoes for weeks.
Yeah, I wasn't lucky.
I wasn't lucky.
You're not paralyzed or passed away or
Or
suffering a stroke.
or was in the hospital. Oh no, she couldn't tie her
Oh
shoes
my
for her arm.
gosh.
I have a steel plate in my arm. I will for a year and a half. The scar is going to be there forever. I'm going to remember that night for the rest of my life, whether I want to or not. I don't think I was very lucky. I think my kids were lucky. If I had been shot the way they were, we all would have died.
Her kids were lucky.
kids
That
were
is one
lucky.
way to twist it. Twist it all up.
Heck. Oh
She's not narcissistic at all.
No.
Wink, wink.
Except maybe Danny.
What haunts you the most about that night?
What do I see most is blood coming out of Christy's mouth.
Oh
Because that's what I
gosh.
see.
Because that's what I
can't
see.
Danny, and I can't see Sherry. Sherry was laying on the floor, and driving to the hospital, I don't know the sounds that were made at the initial shooting because I was on the outside, and all I could hear, I can't hear anything but gunshots, and I can see things. You know, that's it. Driving to the hospital, I can smell blood. I can not hear Cheryl. Cheryl's not making a sound. Danny is just crying real soft. So that sound stays in my mind, and the fact that Christy's choking, it just and then
Oh my
ready
God.
her to roll over on her face because I was trying to keep her from choking on her blood, and it just didn't dawn on me that she was shot in the chest and that the blood was coming from her chest, not going down into her chest.
Down says her childhood and marriage.
Oh my gosh.
Diane is the oldest of 4 Frederickson children, and she says her childhood is a great source of pain in her.
Oh, she's gonna blame her childhood now.
Oh man.
Okay, hold on one second.
Happened here that they'd come back and kill me. It wasn't an intentional lie, though. I didn't sit.
But you
just
changed
sit
your
there.
story.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I agree. I mean, you know, you've heard it. It's obvious.
Doesn't that make it seem kind of tough to believe what you're saying? If you change your story 2 months after the shooting?
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to believe me. I'm not saying that anybody has to believe me. But I know within myself, I can sit here with a clear conscience and know that I did not shoot my kids. Why wouldn't they arrest me if I did it? If they really had this evidence, I say they didn't have the evidence.
Finally, police arrested Diane. Concerned about their only eyewitness. Would little Christy Downs, now 9 years old, be able to take the stand and testify against her mother? Christy Downs told the jury what happened that night. When asked, "Who shot you?" she replied, "Mom did."
She was convicted in 1984 and sentenced to life.
Thank heavens. Yeah.
Oh, she also there's oh my gosh, there's also some there's this one tape, I think it's called, it's this interview. And she's discussing oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, there is a part where I lost my train of thought. Someone help me. What was she talking about? She was describing something about it that was so ridiculous. And now I can't remember. Okay. Talk about
I can tell you about the gunshot residue though, and that's why she was saying, why is there no evidence?
Okay.
Because the type of gun that she used, so they did swab her in the hospital, but she had already washed her hands, number one. But the test was negative, but it's because the shots were fired with a .22 rimfire ammunition. Standard GSR tests at the time looked for barium and antimony elements added to primers in centerfire cartridges. Rimfire .22 ammunition typically does not contain those elements, so the test would not detect the characteristic residue even if someone had fired the gun. Downs had washed her hands before the swabs, but separate from the hand swabs, investigators examined the car and found gunpowder particles in areas consistent with shots fired from the driver's seat area and none on the driver's panel in the way her stranger account would suggest. There was also no blood on the driver's side or steering wheel.
Oh.
So
she couldn't have been. Yeah, there was no blood on the coming from her when she was driving.
Right. Yeah, it was largely because it would negative because of the type of ammo.
Okay.
It doesn't test. The test doesn't test for that. The type of whatever the elements within the ammo she used were not detected in the test. So
So
there you
it
go.
was the failing of the test.
Right.
Okay, so here's a bedside interrogation.
On the tape recorder. Let's see what the time
And
is.
it's from the police.
16:07. No military time. Was it? Yeah. Working in post office. You have to. And Detective Walsh and myself and Diane are in
Is that horrible? The audio is very horrible.
the car.
He was walking. I was standing at the door.
Oh, it's really hard to hear. Never mind. The audio is very, very difficult. Let me see. There was something that came to my mind about this case. Oh, she had audio diaries as well. So she told stories into her own tape recorder back in those days. And anyway, that's very interesting. And then she also had recordings of, the boyfriend, he agreed to take, have the lines, his phone calls to her recorded. So,
Oh.
Good.
May 23rd, 1983. And this tape will be a continuation of my diary. I used to keep her handwritten diary, but too many things have happened lately that I don't think that I can keep up with all my thoughts on paper. A detective named Dick Tracy suggested that for him to take notes from me would be almost impossible, so he used the tape. I decided it wasn't such a bad idea, so here I am taking notes on tape.
Dick Tracy.
So many thoughts.
What?
Is she talking about the cartoon character or whatever? The comic book?
It's not a cartoon. I
The
think it's a
comic
real.
book.
It was
Yeah,
a
there was a
show.
comic book and a
Oh, it
show.
was.
I
There
think
was
it started as a comic book,
Mhm.
and then they made a show out of it.
Oh, I didn't know that. We can make it go faster, but then it might change her voice cadence and sound a little bit different. Let's see.
It's because on May 19th, 1983, just a few short days ago, my kids and I were attacked. My second daughter, Cheryl, was killed. And Christy is in McKenzie-Willamette Hospital, in bad shape with tubes running all through her body. Some machine is helping her breathe. And she just looks so sick and pathetic. I got out of the hospital today, and Danny moved to a new hospital. Daniel was shot in the back. And his legs worked for a couple days. And then all of a sudden, yesterday, there seemed to be some concern about his legs all of a sudden don't move. Of course, this is after they've been picking him up and rolling him over. And anyway, they brought a doctor in, a neurologist. Poked some pins into Danny and checked him out and decided that they'd do some tests, see why his legs weren't working. So they took him to Sacred Heart. At this point, I'm not very optimistic. I haven't been optimistic for several days. Since I haven't been able to write down my thoughts for a few days, let me go ahead and express what's been happening since the 19th. That night, my kids and I went out for a ride to Heather's house. Heather is a friend of mine. She started in the Eugene post office the same day that I did. I told you about all that earlier. In my diary, I believe. And if I didn't, I'll tell you now, Heather's a friend. Heather wanted to get a horse. She wanted to adopt a horse. She talked to a couple people at the post office about it. And when I transferred to Cottage Grove, I saw a newspaper clipping a couple days ago about the Adopt a Horse program, and I clipped it out. I'm sorry if I sound tired. I am exhausted. It's been a long, long day. Anyway, on with this. Cut the newspaper article out and brought it home. Kids and I went to Heather's that evening. Turns out Heather already had a horse.
Okay, I'm just stopping this. What happened to sightseeing and looking at the stars? Or maybe she didn't say looking at the stars. She said sightseeing and taking strange roads. Well, probably what happened was she realized that was a stupid excuse. It sounded stupid.
Yeah,
So
she needed the better
now
thing.
she had to come up with some other idea, and she remembered Heather. And she's doing this to act like this is like an alibi, I feel like. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I have you need evidence of what I'm telling you? Because this is only 4
Heather.
days. Heather and the horse. Yeah,
And
it's
then
a horse.
newspaper clipping.
And the newspaper, because look, it was probably like the newspaper was sitting on her at the hospital, like next to her or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, newspaper, horse. Yes, that's it. Okay, I'm going to do it.
So we stood around, fed the horse, talked to Heather,
Uh,
and then we left.
Okay, did Heather
And then
come
we
to
left.
court? Did Heather come to court? I really want to see this Heather.
Yeah.
We went out Sunderman and up Marcola and back down and off down Old Mohawk, which is just a side road. It's something the kids and I always did, was take a side road. Never had any problems before. Anyway, something horrible happened that night. Honestly, sitting here, I don't remember everything that happened. I remember that my kids got shot and that I got shot. I remember Christy's face, her eyes, the blood.
Oh.
God, she was reaching for me. And Danny just kept crying. Cheryl didn't make a sound. I kept talking to them. And on the way to the hospital, I tried to figure out what happened. Put some reason to what happened, how it could have happened. Who could have done it? I didn't know him. The man just shot us. It was a nightmare. And then he threatened me and said if I told anybody about it,
She laughed.
he'd come back and kill me for sure. I don't know what he thinks he meant by that. He already killed me. Shot my kids. How could you hurt anybody worse than to shoot their kids? But anyway, when I got to the hospital, I told them that somebody shot me and my kids. Take care of my kids. And they did. I kept going in the emergency room, asking, what's going on? How are they? And all I would say was, they're all 3 alive. We don't know anything else yet. And that was hope, but I couldn't sit down. I couldn't just wait. I've always been able to do something. And now there's just nothing. Just wait. So I'd sit down, and I'd get back up and go in there. And they'd tell me to go sit and wait
Okay, I'm going to fast forward. It's kind of boring.
out in the hall. Man, talk about breaking your confidence in the law enforcement officials. I went outside. Oh, it's a sick feeling. It's just a cold, sweat, sick feeling.
I don't know what she's talking about. Okay, we're going to move on from that. Okay, so we're going to recap really quick. Oh, geez, my phone just fell. We will recap her case, and then we will compare and contrast. Okay, so far we spoke about, let's look at all of what we've discussed today. Oh, how come I didn't? We had Diane Downs, right? We talked about her case. and that she was arrested and charged and convicted with murder, attempted murder, and assault of her 3 children, one of which passed away, and then the other 2 survived with injuries. One of them was currently paralyzed, I think. Anyway, that's Diane Downs on the screen right there. And we heard her. If you are here for the replay, not live, then you can go back and, listen to her interviews and, judge for yourself, compare. And we also discussed the other gal, the other lovely mother,
Susan.
Susan. Let me find her picture. Susan Smith from 1994, who also, let's change that banner.
I don't know.
Susan Smith, 1994. So we have one in 1984, one in 1994. Now she calculatedly, that's a new word, let her children go off into the water in her car. I think she escaped it quickly when she was going to unalive herself, I believe, at the same time as unaliving her children.
No, she just pushed the car into the water and said somebody carjacked her.
Yes, but at one of the stories that she did tell, I think maybe, I don't know, I think at one point, or maybe that's the prosecution's theory. That's what I think it is. So she claimed that her car was carjacked. That was her defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when she was actually charged and the prosecution was presenting their case, they had evidence to suggest that Susan was intending on unaliving herself with her children. They went to a boat ramp near a lake, and then
So that's what they were saying, because of mental health issues. She was going to try to unalive herself, but then the last minute she made up a story because she decided she didn't, but she couldn't save the kids or something. Because
wrong one.
Maybe.
Right.
Wow.
Yes, exactly.
Because the defense was mental illness.
Okay. Oh, that was South Carolina?
Mm-hmm.
No, but that's defense's mental illness. So what?
Yeah, the defense.
She changed her story then, because you can't have your defense be mental ill. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're claiming that. So was she saying that she was delusional too, and believing that someone?
No, that she must have admitted that she, I did it, but it was because of mental illness.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So she changed it from the guy.
Right. The carjacking guy. And
right. So here's Susan again. I mean, her children. There she is. There's her
babies.
1984. Gosh. There's the lake that where the crime happened, and they have a memorial set up. And there she is trying to get out of prison by pleading with the parole board. So we have gone over a couple of the highlights of those cases. Something to do in your own spare time to research those. Maybe there's some clips that you could go over, watch on Court TV or something. Maybe, I don't know if they have any clips of this on Court TV, but this case, I'm sure they do. Susan Smith, 1994, in South Carolina. And of course, then we have the very last one that we talked about, which is Elizabeth Downs, or Elizabeth Diane Downs, who was convicted of unaliving her children in 1984. And then the most recent of the cases is, let me find our picture here. Let's see. We'll keep that up for a minute. And we will go to Lindsay Clancy and we'll do a little comparison. So here's Lindsay. Let me see. And it's very it's a very hot topic in terms of arguments. You know?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's still her trial is still going on. But I mean, to me, it's like night and day when you're comparing these women. And
let's change the banner here. Lindsay Clancy. Yep, there are some differences. The case, you know, especially with the Diane Downs case, very very, I think, specific differences.
Well, yeah, because, well, both of the two who were just wanting to, you know, they did it for specific reasons.
Yeah, their motives.
This
are
person, Lindsay, tried to, I mean, just on the surface, if you're not looking at all the, you know, reasons leading up to why it happened, she did try to unalive herself as well. So that is one big difference between the three, you know, or the other two and her. So
yeah,
Well, she is paralyzed, or, well,
yeah,
she is
paralyzed
She's
from the waist
paralyzed.
down, I guess.
Yes.
You know, one thing too about the paralysis, this is a like side note. I wish they would go into the spinal cord, the impact of the spinal cord injury, but they're not going to, because the focus isn't on her injuries, you know.
Right.
But okay, let me just.
They did go over it a little bit with the ER nurse, but she's not or the ER doctor. I'm sorry.
Let's go ahead and I'm going to recap this real quickly, okay? This case that we're highlighting. So Lindsay Clancy trial recap as of August 21st, 22nd. So they were in court yesterday, but you know, obviously they're on recess right now. But so far, we're going to start from the beginning, and we're going to introduce Lindsay Clancy, now 36 years old. She's a former labor and delivery nurse from Duxbury, Massachusetts, is on trial in Plymouth Superior Court for the January 24th, 2023 deaths of her 3 children, Cora, 5, Dawson, 3, and Callan, 8 months. She is charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder. She does not dispute that she caused the deaths of the children by asphyxiation, I believe, with exercise bands in the family home. After the killings, she cut her wrists and neck and jumped. Okay. Oh, yeah. She used a sharp thing, and she cut her wrists and neck and jumped from a second-story window, leaving her paralyzed from the waist down. She has pleaded not guilty and is using a legal insanity defense. The trial began with jury selection around July 20th, 2026. Prosecution presented its case first, as is standard in Massachusetts. And then the defense, As of August 21st, 2026, which was yesterday, the defense has rested. The prosecutors have begun the rebuttal witnesses. Closing arguments are expected early the following week. So next Tuesday, maybe the case will go to the jury for deliberations. And under Massachusetts law, the jury must decide whether Clancy, due to a mental disease or defect, lacked the substantial capacity to appreciate the wrongfulness of her conduct or to conform her conduct to the requirements of the law. If the jury finds that she was not criminally responsible, the result is essentially a not guilty by reason of insanity verdict, and the consequences of which will be a possible commitment to a psychiatric facility. Okay, so let's show a picture of those beautiful children because it's heartbreaking, but we must honor these beautiful little children here. Oh, hold on, I have to do something. You can share. Okay, I think that will work now.
Do you have one with all 3 kids? I don't know if I gave you that.
Oh, I don't know.
I'll look again.
Okay, so we're gonna show. Oh my gosh, where's the other picture that I just had? Oh no, that one. Oh, that's Cora and Dawson, but I don't know. What's the other one?
Callan?
Callan. He's the baby.
Yeah.
Littlest. But right now, Dawson is.
I have one, I think, with the all. Well, I don't know. Oh yeah, here's one. I got it. I got it. I got it.
I got it.
Oh my gosh, that is such a cute picture of the baby. Oh.
It's very heartbreaking. But
Okay, you should have it.
Okay. Okie dokie. Let's see. Oh, that's cute little kiddo. So, I have to do that, and then I have to do that. Okay. I hope it went in there. That's just so heartbreaking, isn't it? Mm-hmm. All of these cases they're just, and I think sometimes how it's easier to be, oh, that's so sweet.
Did you see the one with the littlest?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get it up here now. I think as far as, when you're a typical person, right? It's difficult. These topics, imagining this is so horrific that energy, like, we don't want to think about it, right? It's like it goes against all of our, nature. And so it's much easier to focus on the perpetrator, right?
Right.
And put all of our energy on the perpetrator. Of course, we did it with Susan, we did it with Diane, and now we're going to do it with Lindsay. And a lot of people do, right? I mean, this case is very divided in terms of public response and reaction. Actually, there's 3 camps. There's a camp that, she is guilty. She premeditated it. The suicide was, or the unaliving of herself, self unaliving, was faked or pretend, or measly, whatever. And then there's the second camp, which is she is the medication altered her mind so much that she is legally not criminally responsible for it, because she had that mental inability to conform to the legal standard of the law. And so that's one camp in our communities, that online, it seems. And then the other one is that the husband did it, and then made her look, did things to make her appear to be guilty. So, why did that do it? Anyway, those are the three ones that I'm aware of. Are you aware of any other?
No, but that last one, the husband, like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't she be able to say, he did it, not me? And he wasn't home, so, like, what? That is just so bizarrely far-fetched that it shouldn't even be considered by any sane individual. But anyway.
I think that, in my opinion, one of the reasons that people are, because Cassie, your picture.
Oh.
Darn it.
Darn it. Okay, so, I was just doing something very high tech. Oh, not video. Dang it. Oh well, we'll see. I think one of the reasons that becomes a topic or a theory is due to what is going on.
What are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to add a picture here, and it's not letting me. It just keeps giving me some stupid error message. It's the little picture with the baby.
Oh, I sent another one with the baby.
Okay, here it is.
Oh, yay. Look at
so
him.
Cute. Oh. So, but what I was gonna say was some of the reasons, I think, that you start speculating, other than that there is some weird evidence that due to the technology, the different devices and the time frame that people are speculating on. But I can go over that later. But just focusing on why we want it to be some other thing, because it's so difficult to imagine. It's the worst thing, and it's, for me, I do that a lot when I'm analyzing all the different cases and stuff. When they don't, what do you call it? It goes against all things. Like when you see I can't even describe it, but
it goes against comprehension that a mother could do that.
Well, especially
so it has to be the father.
Right. It's so anti-human, and also in our perception of what is typical and normal and good. And when we see people that look like her, right?
Mm-hmm.
That don't have horns, that aren't all gross and weird or abusive or seemingly unhealthy and unfit, you see this family and you want to find another reason, another culprit, another perpetrator.
Mm-hmm.
And and you want to give that credence because it just makes more sense in our brain, you know? And even with the
Right.
Chris Watts case, even though he even admitted it, I was like, oh, that's why people do that in that case, and they want to blame the girlfriend, or they want to, you know. And
Right.
I'm not going to go into different, you know, theories or different whatever. I'm just going to say, here, hey, that's normal for us because we're spectators and we're just watching, trying to make sense of things. And I just feel like that just makes sense, emotionally, why we want, and psychologically, why do we want it to be a bad guy with horns? You
Right.
know, can't we just say that the husband, because he, you know, oh, he's having an affair, so we can demonize him, or he got married. He's not having, there's no evidence that he had an affair. That wasn't even presented. But, you know, the after the crime and after you know, it is kind of interesting. So some of the things that I've heard and that are fact,
Like in the chats and things. Yeah.
well, some of the evidence that what, well, I don't know if it's evidence. It's just known facts, I guess, that he was married shortly after this, they divorced, and then it was like 4 months later he married someone and then had a baby like really shortly after.
Oh,
Now,
really? I did not know that.
and that's kind of interesting as
Yeah.
well. But you know, I think it's human. I guess what I want to say, it's human nature to want it to be someone other than A, the mom, B,
Right.
the mom that looks and acts in our world, presents herself in such a way, right?
Right. And she's also a labor and delivery nurse. So
Hmm.
what?
And um, it just goes along with like the whole theory that, or the whole notion that things behind closed doors aren't always as peachy as they really are.
Right.
Things that
Right.
look, or families that look, or houses that look like everything's so
Perfect.
perfect.
Yeah.
And this even, you know, being that, you know, my belief is that the medication along with the psychosis really basically took her down in her
Yeah.
mental capacity. And she was failed. And she was a victim of the side effects of all those psychotic, or the psychotropic, or whatever you want to call it, drugs.
Yeah, all the 14 different drugs that they prescribed her in a month without anyone ever seeing her in person, only on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is the definition of malpractice and doing harm. And so, I mean, it is. It's
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts, everybody, in chat? Go ahead and leave your thoughts, or, you know, you can come up on panel if you want to. I know it's late, but the discussion is ongoing. You know, there's lots of different opinions and different reasons why people feel a certain way or think a certain thing, you know. And legally, you know, it's a horrific thing, right? It's a horrific crime or event or traumatic, horrible, horrifying tragedy, right?
yeah.
Why these tragedies occur and who should pay the price for them is in question right now.
Mhm.
So the state, or in Massachusetts, it's known
The
as
Commonwealth. Yeah.
the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth, their theory, they are arguing that Clancy acted deliberately, rationally, and with premeditation, and that she was not in the throes of a psychosis at the moment of the killings. The acts were intentionally, or they state the acts were intentional, first degree deliberate premeditation, and or extreme atrocity or cruelty. The key arguments and evidence highlighted by the prosecutors, first, she sent her husband Patrick out of the house on an errand, so to get food at a local restaurant and to pick up a prescription at the pharmacy. Or it wasn't a prescription. I think it was an over the counter, but
Yeah, medication for the daughter. Yeah.
it was like a laxative. Um, and the theory by the prosecutors is that she wanted to create a window of opportunity and privacy. She unalived the children methodically, one by one, with exercise bands. Evidence of planning and an awareness of wrongfulness include the phone searches, including "Can you treat a sociopath?" days before, journal entries, normal daily activities, the pediatrician visits and conversations shortly before the unalivings. She appeared organized and communicative in the days leading up to the event. Mental health struggles existed, but she was manipulated, or she said, oh my gosh, they claim, the prosecution claims that she was manipulative with providers. She sought a quick fix and retained the ability to understand right from wrong and control her actions. There was an expert on rebuttal, so the state just had a rebuttal expert, Dr. Avram Mack. His what do you call it?
Diagnosis or whatever.
Diagnosis for her, just based on her records, was major. So he never met with her. The experts that typically that they have don't actually meet. Oh, did they meet her? They review her records. They can do
Right.
either one, but I think he just reviewed her records, and it says diagnosed major depression rather than psychosis or bipolar with psychosis. That his claim is that she retained the capacity to appreciate the wrongfulness and conform her behavior. Okay, so that is the prosecution's claims. They claim the prosecutors acknowledge mental health issues, but argue that they do not rise to the legal insanity. Okay. So interesting. And then the defense, their main theory is that Clancy was suffering from postpartum psychosis plus bipolar disorder and effects of over-medication, also known as polypharmacy. That's one for your new vernacular, meaning you're prescribed many pharmaceutical drugs. So they claimed, the defense claims postpartum psychosis plus bipolar disorder and effects of over-medication, and was not criminally responsible. She was acting under command hallucinations and a delusion of influence. Their key arguments and evidence: the severe postpartum mental illness after the birth of her third child with worsening symptoms, intrusive thoughts, anxiety, insomnia, and depression. She sought help repeatedly and was prescribed multiple, reportedly up to 13 psychiatric medications that the defense claims worsened her condition. And they're not just claiming it. The evidence they presented, evidence that showed she was reporting. She kept calling the doctors. She kept calling the people that were prescribing this, saying, listen, this is what I'm feeling. This is what's happening to me. If you are prescribed a medication, I don't care what kind of medication it is, and you have a bad reaction, a symptom, any kind of adverse symptomology from that medication, you need to report it. You need to call the prescriber, email them, I'm not going to tell you to stop taking it, but definitely report it to the provider and let them know so that they can adjust it. Whatever.
Yeah.
They can treat you.
Definitely.
And
she even had a diary that, like, I took this at this time. I didn't sleep. I have bad thoughts. The thoughts are worse after I started
Mhm.
taking this. Like, it
Mhm.
was meticulous.
Mm-hmm. And
Her diary.
because she was a nurse, she knew the importance of documenting that,
Yeah.
and they're using it against her.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
she which is similar to, remember on the Maya trial, the Maya
Right.
Kowalski, where
Yeah.
the little girl who, this is a case in Florida where a little girl, oh god, she had pain and a pain syndrome, and her mother was a nurse, and her mother was documenting everything, and then the staff at the hospital claimed it was Munchausen by proxy because she fit this so-called criteria because she knew too much. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they use it against her with the mother in that case, and they're using it against Lindsay in this case, that she
Right.
was documenting everything. So it's so this is back to the defense's theory and arguments. On the day of the unalivings, she heard a male voice, a command hallucination, telling her to unalive the children so she could unalive herself. She felt like a puppet whose body was controlled by an external force. Expert testimony, most notably forensic psychiatrist Dr. Philip Resnick, go back and watch that. That is even though it's horrible,
It
it
is.
was their star witness. However, the audio, the he was on Zoom, just horrible, like audio, and the whole, it was difficult to hear him. It was difficult, but anyway, Dr. Philip Resnick, who has testified in high-profile cases, including the Andrea Yates case, Clancy was, quote, frankly psychotic, experienced postpartum psychosis and bipolar disorder with major depression, and lacked substantial capacity. Resnick said testing showed she tended to minimize, not exaggerate, the symptoms. The family and treating providers described her rapid mental decline and desperate attempts to get proper care. The hospital chaplain and other post-event witnesses described her statements consistent with psychosis, including comments about the children being, quote, safe. That is so
The children
psychotic.
being what?
Safe. Now they're safe. That
Oh,
was
safe. Oh,
testified. That
yeah.
was testified by the hospital chaplain that went to see her. She's a good witness too for the defense. Um, basically, just highlighting the delusion that she was
Yeah.
under. That she thought that.
Well, it's not delusional to think they're safe now, because they are.
Right.
No, but well, yeah, if you believe in heaven, of course. But the delusion prior to doing it, that's the answer to your
Yeah,
problem.
that's what
That's
she
the
had to do.
answer. Yeah, because that's an inability to conform to, you know, to conform your
But
thought.
she was worried about CPS, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. Well, she knew a lot, right?
Yeah.
She knew about, and she knew that her brain was impacted, and she
Yeah.
was trying to get help. You know.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing that, they think. I mean, if I will be surprised if a jury convicts. I mean,
They
Right
won't.
now,
Yeah.
yeah, right now the case, I think the defense is doing really well,
yeah.
just putting out the evidence that, or they did a really good job, at least, you know, with the evidence, um, showing the evidence that, of the
Yeah.
polypharmacy. We can do that. Let's do that real quick. Let's show the medication prescribed to this lady.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, do I have to get rid of one more? Okay. I have too many pictures. So let me see. We'll try this again.
Well, while you're doing that, I was just going to say that I didn't know this before, but when she was first admitted to the hospital and she, they had to intubate her, she had a heart attack, they
Oh yeah.
had to like give her blood transfusions. And now this was after they had to take her to a different hospital that had more services than the original hospital where they took her. But yeah, and then she changed her
Yes, this is
her
interesting.
DNR. Yeah,
Yeah, her power of attorney for medical decisions. She
yeah,
changed
to
it
her
from her
mom.
Oh,
yes, from her
yeah.
husband, but
Oh,
why?
I did see that.
She knew that her husband wasn't gonna. She figured,
He
you
wouldn't be
know.
able to advocate for her properly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, which would go against, in my opinion, it would go against the defense's.
No, the prosecution's assertion that she just wanted to fake that she tried to kill herself.
Mm-hmm.
If she
Yeah.
changed her from
Her
from
her power of
resuscitate,
attorney.
do whatever to make me stay alive to do not resuscitate.
Yeah.
No, wait. She changed her DNR. I thought
Yeah,
she
she
just changed her
changed it
power of
from
attorney.
well, she did the DNR too. She did
She
not want to be resuscitated, so she changed it from take all measures to save me to
Oh.
to do not resuscitate.
Okay, but she also changed the power of medical attorney.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
probably because
Durable
her
medical whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably because her mom to her mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
dad.
to her mom.
Because her husband couldn't probably, she didn't want him to have to make decisions that like,
Well, and that totally does so she did that after, obviously. So she had a cardiac arrest. She had all those things cuz she didn't have a DNR. Right? She did not
right, she
have
did
on
not have
file
that. Yeah.
a do not resuscitate, cuz she was a nurse. She didn't have any, illnesses that were,
Right.
lethal or something where she would feel like, "Oh yeah, I'm an old lady and I've lived my life."
Right.
What does that sound like? Um So, okay, I get it. Yeah, that they should highlight that. They
Yeah,
should
that's what
bring
the
that.
defense did do. He
Oh,
did
okay,
that.
okay, I missed it.
Cuz he was asking the first attending doctor when she was brought in and asking that doctor she shouldn't be a doctor. I'm sorry, she was hideous.
Are you talking about
But
Tough?
no,
Tough?
she was the ER doctor. I can't
Oh,
remember her name, but she's like I don't know. It wasn't good.
it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Okay.
No.
So let's just take a gander at her list of meds here. Okay.
Oh my God.
So on September 25th,
Wow.
2022, there's only one, which is Zoloft, which is the generic. Hold on. The generic name is sertraline, 25 milligrams, which apparently is a fairly low dose of that. So probably didn't do anything. And then, but it can give you side effects. It can be not a therapeutic dose and still give people, because everyone is different.
Right.
Right?
And look at all the different doctors that were doing this. Are they even looking at like her chart? Her
Mm-hmm.
no.
And you know what was striking as well? Oh my gosh. Okay. So let me look at this. We'll read off the meds real quick. Okay, sertraline, which is Zoloft, lorazepam, which is anybody? I don't know.
I have no
Is
idea.
is it Valium?
Yeah,
Um,
probably.
it's
Okay,
one of those, yeah.
it's a benzo, right? So
Yeah.
it's an
Yes.
anti-anxiety. Benadryl, which
Yeah.
is diphenhydramine. That's for sleeping.
Right.
25 milligrams, which is typical.
And but it also affects your brain in a negative way. Like it causes dementia, so
Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
deplete. Well,
right.
it's a cholinergic, so it's an
mhm.
anti-cholinergic. Choline. It just depletes your choline, so you just have to take more choline. I know
Right.
that because I've been taking it sometimes to go to sleep, and I'm like, I don't want to deplete my choline, so I take choline. Okay, lorazepam. Again, that's Ativan, or it's either at. No, it's not Ativan. Is lorazepam Ativan? Anyway, it went up, so it was zero point 0.5. Then it was 1 milligram. I don't know. I'm not familiar with buspirone. And then lorazepam again.
Oh, that's one of the older,
On
I
Florida.
think. Buspirone, I think it's Wellbutrin. Is that
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's
Okay.
like the older SSRI.
SSRI. And then you got lorazepam again. She probably was just getting like a little bit of them or something for the. Why she has the prescription for the same. Anyway, whatever. Then you got trazodone for sleeping, which is, I think it's an antipsychotic. Um, but people are given it for sleeping.
Yeah,
Again,
I think
you're
Dad got
messing.
it.
Yeah, it didn't work. No, trazodone. I think he
I
also
think
got
so.
risperidone too,
Yeah.
or something. Fluoxetine, which is Prozac, 10 milligrams, which is still a low dose. Zolpidem. But anyway, mirtazapine, clonazepam. All the PAMs are anti-anxiety.
Yeah, I
And
think she had every Pam there is.
Yeah.
I know, right? And trazodone. Quite quietapine is what's the one? Seroquel, and that's the antipsychotic they give
Oh,
it at lower
that's very
doses.
cool.
But fluoxetine and uh, I don't know, amitriptyline. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot. Diazepam,
What's the
diazepam.
amytryptyline? Is that anti-anxiety too?
I think it is. Um,
Yeah, I mean, that's insane. Just looking at that is
Malpractice.
so irresponsible. Yeah, total malpractice.
Yeah.
well, there is a civil suit going on right now.
Oh,
Well,
good.
it's underway. I don't know where they are in the case, but
How many
Patrick,
months is that? 1, 2, 3.
4.
In 4 months, that's how many drugs.
mhm. Well, and the SSRIs alone and just think about this. The one of these medications, you can have an adverse event or an adverse um, side effect, that's your body does not respond well to it, right?
Right.
Psychologically, um, just
Yeah,
one, just one of them, and
yeah.
then you don't. But this is the interesting thing that I was gonna bring up. Um, During the testimonies of these witnesses that are medical professionals, they're psychiatrists, psychologists, psychiatrists. I guess Joe Latta, she's a nurse practitioner. MD. Jennifer Tufts is an MD, so she's a psychiatrist. MDs are psychiatrists. They're actually medical doctors. They can prescribe medication, and their focus is mental health, right? Mental well-being. Okay, what do we know about mental well-being? We know that it is all about perception and
It
like
has to do with your gut.
well, not I know about that. I'm just saying when you are a provider and you are assessing a patient and you're trying to get their mental health, you're trying to diagnose them, you're trying to assess their well-being. you probably need the big picture,
Right. You
right?
need all of their
Yeah,
All
you
of
need a little bit of their background.
history. Yeah.
Yeah.
but you cannot just depend upon their own recollection or perception, or right, because if you have someone that is trying, that you're,
Suffering,
yeah, they're suffering, and you're
struggling.
you're
Yeah.
taking notes as a doctor, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna document this person's, what they're telling me about their symptoms, right?
Hmm.
But what else do you need to do? You need to look in their chart, maybe.
Medical history, yeah.
Look at their ask people around. You can't just say, "Oh, well, she told me this. She told me that.
Right.
Right.
She said this." Especially of all the people in the world, that you're the patient in the world, that you're should probably do your own research, right? Mental
Right.
Yeah.
health patients. She's anyway, she's down, what is it called, minimizing things, but whatever. I just think it was interesting because they were just depending. Well, she told me this, she
Yeah.
said this,
Right.
she reported
Well, and then
this.
a lot of times they didn't write down the right thing. Like in their anything that they did think to write down, she was like, well, because the defense attorney was asking this one psychiatrist lady, okay, and he read this. He goes, read this. And she read it. She goes, well, I meant to put not in there. He
Oh,
goes,
yeah, yeah,
well,
yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
didn't.
I
Mm-hmm.
Well,
meant
I
to.
know what I meant. It's like, what?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was really
Talk about
pathetic.
incompetence or lying.
Yeah. And then a lot of times he goes, she told you that she suffered, like she had this reaction or she had these thoughts, and he goes, why didn't you write that down? She goes, well, it wasn't unusual for that medication, so I didn't write it down.
Oh, right. That is
That was
bullshit.
a symptom of, side effect, or it wasn't a really common
Why
side
would you want a
effect.
doctor? Who wants a doctor like that?
I know.
Oh,
She's not gonna
wow.
work again, I can tell you that after this.
Wow.
But yeah, it was really sad. And you're thinking, oh. And they were
How
all kind of like
awful.
that. I think the only one that kind of seemed like competent
Uh-huh.
was one that well, I guess I don't even think she was competent. Oh, and then she called the suicide hotline, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And when she said, they asked her, okay, after she said what she felt, they asked her, do you have a plan on how you would do it? And she said, no. So they said, oh, we'll email you some numbers so you can, do some research or.
Oh my
They didn't even
gosh.
end up emailing or anything.
Oh, wow. That's good. Nice. Suicide hotline.
And
Wow.
why would, especially they're going to minimize, especially someone like her who is like, well, if I say that I have a plan, then, they're going to send someone to take my kids away from me or
Yeah.
whatever. She's like, so many people minimize so many things. I just remember whenever mom would be, in so much pain with her back or whatever, and then she'd go to the doctor and then she'd say, oh, it's not that
I
bad.
know.
Oh
My
my
gosh.
gosh, that
That
was
would
the
drive me
worst.
insane.
Yes. So they, you don't want to seem like a burden. You don't want to seem like you're a burden to your family. You don't want to seem like you're,
Yeah.
whatever. And so it's really ridiculous to think that you can be a mental health provider via Zoom.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, yeah, I'm a surgeon via Zoom. Sorry. That's not
Yeah,
gonna cut it.
it's so bad.
Yep. It is just it's very it's very disheartening because
Yeah.
everybody loses in this scenario. There's no winners, right?
Mm-mm.
There's nothing good about. I mean, there's
I mean,
nothing.
she was a nurse. She should have had some psychiatrist come visit her at her house. That's
You would
what I
think
think.
it
Hmm
could help,
They
but
should have said, we can't treat you anymore via Zoom. You need to come in. You
hmm
need to,
Be
we need
seen, yeah.
to. And then when she was admitted to the hospital at one point for, and for 3 days her husband said she never saw a doctor
Oh my gosh.
while she was in there. And they had
Wow.
her like, going to some sort of like group therapy. Like
Wow.
she was not getting any benefit being there,
Right.
And so she just wanted to leave. Well, if you're not getting any help, then what is the
Right.
point?
Right.
I don't know.
Oh, that's
There's
so.
just so many people, so many professionals, so-called professionals drop the ball.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
Mhm.
and there's no excuse for that. Like,
No.
it's indefensible. And they probably just think, oh, well, we have malpractice insurance, so it's okay.
Well, they spit them out like nobody's business lately in this day and age. It seems like, oh, I'm just going to become a psychiatrist. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so, because all you need to do is learn how to
prescribe.
give the right drugs. Yeah.
Well, they don't even know that. It's all an experiment.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it doesn't
They
matter.
I guess they just need the good dealers, whoever does the best.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
and
what do you call them? It's basically bribery, but oh,
Right.
I got a cruise. Oh, so Allergan gave me a cruise. Oh,
Yeah,
Eli
exactly.
Lilly's gave me the timeshare.
well, the sad thing is that no matter what the treatment or prescription or what have you, there needs to be full what do you call it? Informed consent.
Workup. Yes.
Well, informed consent so that you can know what as a patient, I keep saying victim in my head.
That is
Well,
a victim.
that
You're
is,
a
she
victim
is
of
a
the
victim.
As a
Yeah.
patient, the doctors, when they prescribe the medication, they need to go over. That's part of being a prescriber, right? You go over like this is what the medication is hoping to do for you as we engage in this treatment process, and these are the possible side effects. Now, the doctors don't do that. Okay? They do not give that.
Mm-mm.
Guess who's supposed to do it?
Now, did they have a, sorry, it's just about that medication. Did they have was there an expert witness that was a chemist or a pharmacist or anything?
They just had the closest doctor, Mr. Redkin, Kevin Redkin, or Redkin, not Redkin, Reddington. Yeah, Kevin Reddington. Here, I'll show you.
He's the defense attorney.
He's a defense attorney. Yeah, they did have the very last witness that he had was Resnick.
Right.
And he was the most, I would say, I'm not doing that. He was the most delving into the
medicine.
Mm-hmm. Let me see.
Yeah, I think I heard some of his testimony.
But, every time that they would have a psychiatrist on the stand on the prosecution side, the defense attorney would cross-examine about it. And he did talk about informed consent.
Yeah.
I mean, the defense attorney brought it up. Like, did you give informed consent? You know? So.
And I hate it when they go, well, I don't recall. I don't recall anything. I don't recall. Like,
Oh, they did that a
could you
lot.
have looked at your notes before you
So
came
there's
to
the
this
husband.
trial?
Yeah, or bring him with you.
There's the
Right.
ex-husband, I should say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ex-husband.
there's the mother-in-law who gave a good testimony.
No, that's the mother.
That's Patrick's mother.
No, this one where you have the thing is her mother. Patrick's mother she has short hair, I think. But I listened to
This
her.
says Patrick. Oh, okay. Sorry. Below. You're right. It's Susan Clancy is
Right.
listed, but that's Susan Clancy right here. And there's Lindsay. And then there's Kevin Reddington.
Yeah.
So I wanted to oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to find the I was trying to find the pictures. Okay, so let me see. I don't have it. I wanted to get Jennifer Tuff's picture because she was annoying.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And
She looked like she was about 12.
Yeah, she looked like she was 12. And
Yeah.
what was annoying was her little voice. I'm like, speak like an adult. My goodness, are you a doctor? That was the case for everyone.
Yeah.
All of them. All of the female doctors. Okay, so I'm going to look up Jennifer
Had
Tuff
annoying voices. Yeah.
picture. Yeah, annoying. And not only that, I think it was strategic.
Probably, yeah.
So that he would look like he was going at them, right?
Right, right. Is that
I'm just a baby doctor. I'm just a little baby doctor. I don't even, you're just mean to me. This one. Right here.
Yes. Oh.
So let's play her voice. Okay, I'm going to play her voice. Let me see. I'm going to play her interview. Oh, she was so gaggy. And you guys will agree with me. Being cross-examined by Kevin Reddington, otherwise known as Red. Testimony being cross-examined by Reddington. Okay. Let's hear it. This is the full cross-examination.
Trying to think of, or maybe it feels like, maybe you're thinking of things a little bit more slowly than you normally would.
And how often was she dwelling on suicide?
At what point?
At the point she told you that she had anxiety, insomnia, brain fog, crying inconsolably.
Doctor, if we could have a date.
When do you say you get to that? October 26th, heading into November 2nd. Do you recall, I'll rephrase it, do you recall going into the November month, meeting with her, and she told you that she had brain fog?
It was mentioned at some point. I don't see that on the 26th specifically.
All right, so let's talk about brain fog. Did you ask her what that meant? Because when you say subjective, that means that's her interpretation. That's in her head. She's telling you, right?
Yes.
As opposed to objective, which would be what people in general would think, right?
Yes.
So when she's telling you, in addition to the anxiety, in addition to the crying, in addition to the stress that she was undergoing, she was worrying about suicide, she talked about brain fog. So you must have asked her, what does that mean? Subjectively, what does that mean?
Subjectively means in the patient's, own opinion. That's what their experience is.
Okay, so she's the one that's inside her head, right?
Yes.
So what were the symptoms? When a patient tells you that they have brain fog, is that something you would consider as being a potential side effect of the medications that you would put her on?
It depends.
On what?
I mean, sometimes it could be, and sometimes it could be unrelated. It's a symptom of depression as well.
Okay.
Sometimes it could be.
Sometimes it could be. Does that sound oh my gosh, is that inspiring?
It's so
confidence?
bad. It's
Not.
really bad.
Not. Okay, and there's even times when she's even more quiet, like that.
Right. It's like she doesn't want anyone to actually hear what she's saying.
Yeah, it doesn't sound confident at all.
Uh-uh.
And she's being sued, right?
Right.
For like malpractice and what have you.
Right.
Oh,
Or whatever
that's
it
good.
is. For I'm not sure what the suit is, but we will look into it. More Jennifer
Being a dipshit.
Yeah.
So at this point, heading into November, your answer was to prescribe more medication, 3 more drugs, right? You prescribed Ativan, or increase the Ativan. What was her load for Ativan at this point? Do you remember?
Sorry?
What was her milligrams?
Sorry.
Or nanograms, whatever it is, on the Ativan, on the script that you had provided her?
Objection, if we can just have a date. I think you said, no, if you could answer that, go ahead.
Which date are we referring to for the Ativan? Because there were I'm sorry.
She already objected. He already said you can answer it. When did you increase her Ativan into what level?
So she was prescribed Ativan 0.5 milligrams.
Right.
And then when I next saw her, she said it was a little bit helpful. So I said you could increase it and see if 1 milligram is more helpful.
Did she increase it?
Yes.
And when was the next time you saw her to talk to her on the television or on the computer?
Well, I saw her on the 26th, and then I saw her on the 31st. I'm sorry.
How was she on the 31st? Halloween. How was she?
That's not my note. That's her therapy note.
Okay. So how about this November 2nd? Was that the next time you saw her?
I saw her on November 2nd.
And she told you that she was hesitant to use the medications, the Buspar and the hydroxyzine, right?
She said she was hesitant to try the Buspar.
She was scared of the drug. She was scared of the drugs, right?
She was afraid to take a medication.
She wasn't doctor shopping and asking you to give her drugs so she could get high. She was asking you for help. Isn't that right?
Yes.
And she was afraid to take the drugs and told you that she was afraid to take the drugs, right?
She told me she was afraid to take the Buspar.
Did you advise her or counsel her or give her therapy about that? Validations?
Yes.
And what did you tell her?
Well, I advised her of, the risks.
What were the risks?
Well, the risks of medicine, like we had said, sedation or dizziness.
Okay. How about interfering with sleep?
Buspar doesn't usually interfere with sleep.
Not usually? Did you ask her about any thoughts of suicide or being close to having thoughts of suicide?
Yes.
Did she indicate to you that she had any thoughts of suicide at all?
Not at that date.
Did she use those words, or is that a box that you checked off?
I don't remember her exact words, but we talked about suicide or, thoughts of hurting yourself.
Right. And there's a distinction between, in your records and the notation, between suicidal ideation and I quote, worrying about, thinking about suicide. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
And what did she mean when she told you, as her doctor, that she was worrying about, thinking about suicide?
You mean in the prior appointment?
I'm talking about a woman that's sitting in front of you on your television or your computer telling you that she was worried about thinking about suicide.
Well, on the second, she didn't say that.
Okay. When was the next time that she told you that she was worried about or thinking about or suicidal ideation?
That was the December 1st visit.
Okay. So go back to the November 2nd visit. Would you agree with me that she, after you talked with her for that period, however long it was, that you then brought up 4 medications to her, recommending that they might be safer, and I quote, safer alternatives? Would you agree with that?
I see the word alternatives, not safer alternatives.
Do you remember talking to her about Remeron?
Yes.
Did you recommend that she take Remeron?
No.
Did you ever prescribe Remeron?
No.
And is that mirtazapine, as far as its generic name?
Yes.
And Remeron is an antidepressant, isn't that right?
Yes.
And you did not feel that that would be an appropriate medication for her to take at that time?
It was a very reasonable option, but we didn't decide to start it.
So is this a collaboration? In other words, you and the patient, you would both make a decision as to when to start a drug? Or is it your decision and advice to the patient?
Well, it's ultimately my decision, but the patient's thoughts about the matter are very important. At the end of the day, the patient has to go home and take it themselves. I'm not there to ensure that that is happening or not.
So, you had a November 22nd appointment, right?
Yes.
And it was at that time that she told you that she had been to see South Shore Perinatal Clinic, right?
Yes.
And did she tell you why she was seeing someone from the South Shore Perinatal Clinic?
I think she told me that it was because they were exclusively focused on treating perinatal conditions.
Yeah, but so were you, right?
Not exclusively. I'm a general
I
psychiatrist.
see. And did she mention the name of any doctor or nurse practitioner that she was seeing at the South Shore Perinatal Clinic?
Yes.
Who'd she mention?
I think she said something about Julie.
Paul?
Yes.
Okay. And a woman by the name of Nurse Gelada?
I heard her name a little bit later, but
Okay.
yes.
Did she advise that, in fact, by script, she was using Ativan and Benadryl, and you told her to taper off the Ativan at that appointment, right? Had she tapered off the Ativan?
I think I told her I gave her a prescribed taper prior to that appointment.
What does that mean? What does that mean, you gave her a prescribed taper?
So I told her that she should reduce her dose by 0.25 milligrams every 2 weeks until the medication was stopped.
Did she do that?
I mean, I don't believe that she completely stopped it, no.
No? You don't believe, or she didn't?
Well,
Trying to give the jury facts.
Yeah, she said she was taking Ativan, so no, she didn't completely stop it.
Had she tapered?
I'm not sure how much she had reduced the dose because I wasn't prescribing it again.
Right. So, did you know that she had been, or had she been, to any emergency wards between that period of time that you last saw her and when you were seeing her on this meeting?
I know she went to the ER, but I think it was after that.
Hey, which ER did she go to, do you know?
I think she went to Mass General.
Do you know why she went to the ER?
So he is drilling her on, like, how much are you really following this patient?
Right.
Are you aware of this? Are you aware of that? I don't know. I don't know. Possibly. Like, why are you talking like a baby? I mean, I understand that she has a high voice. That's not my issue. You can still speak authoritatively, but it's like
Right.
she was meeker and meeker throughout the
Right.
testimony. It's very. Oh, what is that?
It's helping the defense.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see.
I told her that this was something that we could address. That there was hope. That there were treatments, and there are different types of treatment programs that are more supportive, like partial hospitalization programs. So she knew that she still had options and a reason to.
Can you hear?
Hope.
Did you ever suggest
Yeah.
to come in and see me rather than talk on the computer?
It's a little less loud.
Talking with her over the video did not seem like an issue. It didn't seem like there was anything that I was missing or that there was any need to see her in person.
Now, you'd agree with me that in December of 2022, COVID was all done, right?
It wasn't completely all done.
Were you still nervous about dealing with people and wearing masks and stuff, or were you able to sit down and talk to somebody face to face?
We were definitely feeling more comfortable about being face to face with people, but I think, it was still something. Well, she had told me that was.
I don't know why it's echoing. I don't know why it's echoing now, but that was the same. Let me see.
You are presently.
The other thing that I found the other thing that I find interesting about this psychiatrist is she put on her website, okay, in her description about herself, that she has an interest in postpartum mental health or something like that. Okay?
An interest.
An interest. Why Okay, that doesn't help me. But then claims that she's not an expert. So why put it on there?
Right, exactly.
Why would you
Hey,
put
if
it
you
on?
want to let me practice on you because I have an interest.
Like yeah, like I have an interest in it, so I might be of use, but then when it comes back to you, when you didn't fulfill the needs of this patient and treat them appropriately, you just say, "Oh, well, it was just an interest of mine, like riding a bike.
Right.
I like knitting, I like painting, and I have an interest in, postpartum mental health. But I don't really know everything about it." Then why put it on your,
Right. Right.
website? Because people go there not because you have an interest in something. Oh, I want to go to this doctor because they kind of like to dabble in, you know, some other specialty. No, I want to go to them because they specialize in it.
Right.
Because I have this issue. Like, I don't care.
So
It's
I want to
fine.
be, yeah, helped.
Like, it's fine if you have an interest in marathons. Okay? Maybe I might like to talk to you about running while I'm getting worked up on whatever the thing is that I really need to be. But I'm not going to you because you are interested. I don't care what your interests are. I care what you know and how
Right.
you're going to help me as a patient, It's like I don't care that you like to knit.
Right.
Why would you? I don't understand that. That is beyond.
I mean, if you saw that on her profile, you'd probably just go, next.
No, if you saw that she is because what I'm saying is, to the lay person, to the patient,
Right.
you're assuming they're putting something medical in there.
Right.
You're just reading it quickly. You're not going to, the word interest is not going to dictate to you the impression that it's just a fluky interest. You're going to think, oh, they're listing their specialties, their education.
Right. She probably meant I have an interest in helping patients, but she didn't word it properly. Like she didn't word, how she put her notes inaccurately.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we have to get to that part. Oh, yeah, that's a good one where she screws up and says,
Yeah.
because she's trying to exclude a symptom of
Right.
bipolar, but she listed it, documented it with, it appears as though that is included as a
Right.
symptom. When she was
Right.
trying to exclude it, supposedly.
Mhm.
Oh, really? Because that would mean that she failed to diagnose her with bipolar.
Right.
Anyway, that whole thing about I listed it as an interest.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, her name is Tufts, right? Okay. Postpartum depression as an interest. Okay, here we go.
How many people in that month or so before you met Lindsay did you treat for postpartum depression?
In the span of 1 month, it's really hard to pinpoint that. Maybe a couple.
Do you recall that you indicated that you were specializing in any particular aspect of psychiatry?
Yes, it probably includes a special interest in women's health, in perinatal psychiatry.
Oh, a special
in
interest.
Trauma-related disorders, anxiety, and there may be some other things that were mentioned.
Yeah, like women that have babies and they're suffering from postpartum depression. Right?
Absolutely.
You advertised that after a month in working for Asta, right?
That's listed as one of my interests, definitely.
You're a defendant in a very large lawsuit, are you not?
Yes.
And the fact that you have an attorney is your right under the Constitution doesn't mean that you're guilty of anything, right?
Right.
Okay. And you know that the outcome of this case is very, very major to the outcome of your lawsuit. Is that right?
I don't actually know that.
So you understand
I
that
don't actually know that.
advertised as an expert in postpartum and in postpartum psychiatry, and you've had a month experience plus a residency. Would you consider that to be negligent or misrepresentation?
Yes.
I do not believe that I have been negligent.
Do you understand what misrepresentation is?
Yes.
With a month under your belt plus your residency, do you really want this jury to believe that you were an expert? You advertise that?
I don't think that's exactly the wording that I used. I think I said that it was an interest of mine.
You were what?
No. Go ahead. Good. You answer.
I just think the wording was that it's an interest of mine. I don't believe I called myself an expert.
Are you an expert in postpartum?
I may be. I don't know. I think it depends on what you define an expert as.
How many people?
Oh my gosh. She's all, I don't think so. I mean, really, I don't know. It's an interest of mine. Ugh, talking about postpartum depression is an interest of mine.
I wanna hear about all your symptoms, but it's only because I'm interested. I'm not really wanting to be able to help you, or I don't think I'll be able to help
Exactly. That is the point. She presented her on the website where you would put all of your qualifications.
Right.
Where you're marketing yourself to a population of people's mental health, people suffering from mental health issues. You see that it says postpartum depression, blah, 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 blah. You're going to go to them and go, help me. I'm suffering from this. And then she's like, oh, I don't even know. I don't know. I don't think so. It's just an interest of mine. I claim nothing. Anyway, that was irritating just to hear her speaking like so. And I did feel like it was a little manipulative.
Yes.
In my mind. So, is there anything else we'd like to go over? I mean, there are theories. Oh, La Posada was the defense forensic pathologist. Here, let's share that page. Dr. Elizabeth. I don't think I heard her. La Posada.
No, I didn't. I didn't either.
I think it's because I didn't really want to. I don't really like listening to stuff about the injuries and stuff. This was hers.
To
her.
What happened to her?
Yeah, to what happened to her. But I think I was gonna opine on something related to the prosecution's claim. So we can go to the prosecution. Let me get a.
Do you have the clip where the prosecution stated to a witness, you know that murder is a mortal sin against God.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Oh, she says, "Are you a Catholic?" To the mother-in-law, right?
Right.
So it was Lindsay Clancy's mother-in-law on witness stand being crossed by the bow lady.
Oh, I hate her.
The bow wearing.
I know. She looks ridiculous.
And it's manipulative also
Yeah.
because she said that that oldest daughter liked to wear bows or something. But
Yes.
she just makes her look a little bit. She looks like she has some mental illness. Um,
Yeah.
she
Exactly.
has regression disorder or something.
Yeah.
Being crossed by bow wearing attorney about being Catholic. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let me find it. Let's stop sharing for one moment while I do a little searching. Um, yeah, they try everything. The thing about this is sort of what it is. The prosecution, the state of Massachusetts Commonwealth, they are like throwing spaghetti at the wall to see
Right.
what will stick, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying all the theories at once. Like first they
Mm-hmm.
started out and they were like, she didn't really mean to unalive herself. And then they had it,
Right.
and then they get it. The defense gives the witness that shows that her injuries, as well as the fact that she coded in the ER where she actually went into cardiac arrest,
Right.
had to be resuscitated, lost tremendous amount of blood, but they wanted to act like, oh, she had superficial. They had a witness that said she had superficial injuries, but then the defense had the witness that talked about the actual medical
Right.
um, chart and really what was happening to her. Oh my gosh, that was one of their theories that got debunked.
Right.
And then okay, let's look this up here. The mother-in-law. Or no, is it the mother-in-law of Clancy. Okay. Oh, darling, darling, darling. I mean, it is interesting because it does, of course, the harm to this kind of a tragedy, right? The
Mm-hmm.
facts of the case are horrendous. There's
Mm-hmm.
no getting around it. It's
Right.
horrible. Um, but when you're going into the mode of like she's already been arrested, she's at trial, she confessed, the defense doesn't, the investigation part is kind of over
Right.
as far as the forensics, and now it's up to, does she meet the criteria for I mean, some states don't have insanity, like Idaho does not have an insanity defense.
Yeah, it's called something else. I forget.
No, they can't say there's no insanity. They can be unfit to stand trial,
Right. Yeah, that's what it
like
was.
incompetence, which
Yeah.
is a very hard burden. It's a very
Right.
difficult burden. But then I think what happened, I don't know what happens. They just go straight to the, straight to the, wait, what happened here? Hold on a second. I have two Groks open. I thought that what is happening? Clancy's mother-in-law image. Okay. So yeah, in this case, now we're at the point where, the defense had all their experts. The prosecution goes. They
Right.
have the case in chief. They present their witnesses, their evidence to prove their theory of the case.
Right.
And then they rest. And then the defense does. It's their turn. They present their case in chief. They present their
Right.
witnesses, their evidence to prove their theory. And then there's rebuttal. Of the prosecution, they got to put on their rebuttal witnesses. And okay, so here we go. I found the picture of the mother-in-law of Lindsay Clancy. Right here. She's walking in.
Susan.
Susan Clancy. Okay, so let's change that banner. Okay. All right. So she was on the stand in the defense case in chief. You know, she was a witness for Lindsay Clancy's mother-in-law. Susan Clancy is the defense witness, and she's being cross-examined.
This is the prosecution.
Hold on. She's being cross-examined.
Are you an active member in the Catholic Church?
Yes.
So you're aware that murder is considered a mortal sin?
Counsel, can I see you over here?
That was an exchange in the Lindsay Clancy murder trial that even the judge thought was out of bounds. That was the prosecution cross-examining Susan Clancy, former mother-in-law of Lindsay. The judge immediately calling a sidebar after that question, and when court continued, he instructed the jury to strike it.
No, what that means is you are not to consider it for any reason or any purpose. Okay?
Leading up to that moment, Susan.
So what is her point? I mean, what do you think that?
Like, if you don't throw her under the bus, then you're going against your religion.
Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm.
I think the prosecution, they thought they needed a win, probably, somehow. And they thought that, you know, this case was going to be a slam dunk because of they can play on the sympathies of the jurors because of the little children. And
yeah,
they are sadly mistaken.
Yeah. I mean, I think that they did think it was a slam dunk.
Mm-hmm. Now they're like throwing everything against the wall, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Even stuff that's like way out of bounds, and the judge is not. They knew the judge is going to do that. They just want to put it in the mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you know, you have a mother-in-law, so you have. I think. Well, okay. Let me start over. I think that the defense had their case was so much stronger than the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the prosecution, in terms of proving that this was a mental break, that this person was a mother, was a good mom. She did not fit the criteria for any of the other scenarios. There's no evidence that she was having an affair, that she wanted to get rid of her children because of some other reason. She didn't fit that criteria, okay? But all the evidence that has been presented is very strong, and it points in the direction of psychological, psychiatric, unhealthy break, right? And delusions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why the prosecution had to go after that mother-in-law, because they were parading all these witnesses and they were winning. And they're like, oh no, we got to make her look bad. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got?
Right.
You know? Oh. So, you know, the chances that I don't know. I forgot what I was going to say, but it's rare that you're going to have that many people even
for the defense.
Yeah, for the defense, especially like a character type witness, even though she was more than a character witness. But you know, there was the nurse. There was a here. Let's go find the nurse. The nurse friend. That was a good one.
Mhm.
The nurse friend of Lindsay Clancy, who testified about she testified what a good mom she was, you know, not, and how concerned she was about her children and being a good parent. And she was so diligent in that role of caregiving, and she wasn't a slacker. She wasn't and she was a controlling in terms of hyper focused, but and then that anxiety took over, you know. She had
Right.
a lot of anxiety about it. But anyway, it's getting so late, I think. Lindsay Clancy. Anyway, I'm just typing in, trying to find some more little clips that we could listen to on the witness stand. That will give us a different viewpoint of Lindsay. And Lindsay Clancy case rocked by explosive witness testimony. And let's see, Megan Collins. Okay, I have to get this one off the screen. I know you're yawning. It's so late.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's late. Yeah, anyway, it really makes you think. It's really something to ponder. And Lindsay, even if she doesn't, you know, I think even if she is convicted, she still has to go to a mental hospital. I don't know. Can she serve time in a standard, you know, prison, like with all of her conditions?
Probably
Like,
not. Yeah.
I think she has I think she has bowel incontinence and bladder incontinence. I don't know. But there's neurobladder and bowel issues, I think,
Oh
because of her
man.
paralysis. So
Right.
I just don't think there's no winning, you know, in this
Right.
situation.
Right.
There's justice, you know, there's justice. There's already been divine justice because, you know, unfortunately, she's the perpetrator, and she
Right.
is permanently injured. So, and she doesn't have her children.
Right.
So she's going to be suffering.
Right.
But if she, I don't know. Anyway, okay, let's see. We'll do the one last thing, and then we'll call it a night. Call it a night. This is just depressing. It's not even fun for me to talk about at all, except I do like to discuss the different the case
Strategies.
yeah, legal defense and stuff. But I don't, it's okay. Image of the nurse friend. Lindsay. We'll get an image up there. And we will play.
Good afternoon. I'm going to ask you if you can keep your voice up.
Let's see. Oh, her name is, oh no, that's a nanny. We're not going to do the nanny. I never even saw the picture because a lot of times I'm just listening. But, no, I want the nurse. Let's see, coworker. Co-worker of Lindsay Clancy. Oh yeah. And her name was Andrea. Oh no, that's a different person. There were two? Because that lady looks different.
Speak to that microphone. Okay, thank you. I'm just waiting for this.
Doggone it. That's not her. What about the picture of the woman who Lindsay spoke to about being concerned that the baby was crying during her night shift, and her husband wasn't waking up to attend to the baby when the baby was crying. And so she was talking to her coworker and saying, I'm going to call the police to do a welfare check. And she did.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So I was just looking for that. She testifies to that. Her name was Margaret Hamp, maybe? Let's see. Grok isn't helping me. Oh, yeah, that's her. Okay, let's... Okay. We found it. We're going to share it. Here she is. Okay, so this is Margaret Hamp. She's a labor and delivery nurse, co-worker of Lindsay Clancy, who testified about an incident with a baby monitor. So we'll go ahead and listen to her testimony.
I think so. Make sure that all the jurors way down here even can hear you. Okay.
Okay.
Tell us your name.
It's Margaret Hamp,
And what town do you live in?
Stoneham.
And what do you do for work?
I'm a labor and delivery nurse
Where?
at Mass General.
And how long have you been working as a labor and delivery nurse?
I started on our labor and delivery unit in 2012.
Okay, so about what, 24 years? No.
I started for the obstetrics department in 2006.
Okay, so 20 years you've been working for Mass General between obstetrics and labor and delivery, right?
Correct.
Do you know Lindsay?
I do.
How do you know her?
I was working on the labor floor when Lindsay first started with us.
So this would be the labor and delivery floor, and she started as a nurse, correct?
Correct.
You had already been working there?
Correct.
And she was about, what, 24 years old?
Roughly.
And came in as a young woman as a nurse, correct?
Correct.
Can you tell us, to your let me ask you this, how many years did you work with her?
She started, I believe, in 2015, and I worked until 2002 when she went out with Kellen.
About 7 years or thereabouts. Did you know that she had a child, Cora?
Yes.
And did you know that she had a child, Dawson?
Yes.
And ultimately that she had a child, a baby that was born very, very recently, Cal.
Mm-hmm.
In the years that you were working with her, were you able to observe, I mean, did she like being a nurse? Did she want to work, or was she a good nurse? What's your opinion?
Lindsay loved being a nurse. She was really good at being a nurse. She was compassionate. She was kind. She was a patient advocate. She was the type of nurse that you wanted taking care of you or your loved one when you walked onto our unit.
Did you observe, for example, that on occasion when she would be involved with the delivery of a baby, that she would become emotional?
Lindsay was often emotional during birth of complete strangers. She would cry, and she would just say that was so beautiful. You could just tell that she really loved being in that setting.
Over those years, right up until the time of Callan being born, fair to say that you stayed friendly with her?
Yes.
And you're still friendly with her?
Yes.
Can you tell us, did you observe during the time you worked with her how she emoted or felt about her children, all three of them?
Yes.
Tell us anything that you recall.
So Lindsay and I worked the night shift together, and often on the night shift you get to have an opportunity to really get to know your coworkers and celebrate things that are happening in their lives or support them with things that are not going so well. Lindsay asked a lot of questions of her coworkers about parenting, simple things as she would poll the nursing staff about monogrammed lunch boxes, right down to sleeping habits. What questions do you ask a daycare provider to make sure that you're in the right place? She was often asking her coworkers childcare, parenting tips.
When she had Callan, after Callan was born in the late spring of 22. Did you see her after the birth of Callan?
I did not see her after the birth of Callan.
Were you aware that she had taken a leave of absence from Mass General?
Yes.
Did you stay in touch with her by phone or text?
I briefly kept in touch through text. After Callan was born, I reached out to her and I asked her for her address and how she was doing so I could send her a gift. And then a few months later, she circled back to me to thank me for the gift that I had sent her.
Do you recall an incident on one occasion where she was looking or monitoring one of the children and the child was crying and you observed what happened after that?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Lindsay often checked in on her kids while they were sleeping at night. Again, we worked the night shift, and she had the ability to look at her phone and see what Cora or Callan were doing in their cribs, and she shared that with a lot of us. There was one particular night that Cora was crying. She was probably about 6 months old, and Lindsay never let Cora cry. She wasn't at that point in parenting, and she was very communicative about that. And Cora was crying on the monitor. It was the middle of the night, and maybe after 10 minutes, she started to call Pat, and he wasn't answering. And she got really worried that one, Cora was crying, but now Pat wasn't answering his phone. So in the middle of the night, she called the police to do a wellness check on her family.
Okay. And while you were working the night shift, is that pretty much what you both worked together all those years?
Yes.
Would that be through the pandemic as well?
Yes.
Would you say that was quite a bonding experience, being in labor delivery up close and personal with patients during the pandemic at night?
Of course, it was a very challenging time as a healthcare provider.
Thank you very much. You can inquire.
Kamal?
Good morning.
Good morning.
So the incident that you just told us about where Miss Clancy was watching the monitor overnight, you were aware that the police responded and everything was fine, right?
Yes.
And you worked with her through 2022 when she went out with leave on Callan?
Correct.
And you never visited their house after Callan was born, did you?
No.
You don't know what was going on in her life, did you?
No.
And she didn't share any of her struggles with you via text or in any other capacity, did she?
No.
And as a labor and delivery nurse, and having been trained in labor and delivery, and you said you worked obstetrics before, correct?
Correct.
Is it fair to say that you often have patients that come to you in both those areas that have some mental illness or are on psychiatric medications, right?
Sometimes.
And working labor and delivery, you have some training on how to handle patients that are on certain types of medications, right?
Limited training, yes.
Well, it affects how you're going to go through a birth plan or do a delivery if a person is on some sort of long-term medication, right?
Right.
And so you're aware that Zoloft is something that's deemed safe for pregnant moms and breastfeeding moms?
Yes.
And you've had patients that have dealt with bipolar issues before?
Yes.
And that they have to remain medication compliant in order to manage those things, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Ms. Briggs?
So your experience dealing with patients that have birthed a child, as the district attorney asked, and are on Zoloft and expressing issues of being a parent, were you aware of any incidents where Lindsay was with you and a woman did in fact express concern that she wanted to hurt herself or her child?
There was a particular patient that Lindsay was on staff when this patient arrived. It was a patient that arrived to the unit that had plans to harm herself while she was pregnant. And we had a conversation. Lindsay was brand new. It was the summer that she had just started. And we had a conversation about mental health in pregnancy and postpartum. And I asked her if she had ever heard of the Andrea Yates case, and she hadn't. And I explained that to her, and she cried. And she said, how could a mother hurt her children?
Thank you. All set.
Thank you.
Kamal?
No.
All right, let me sit down. Thank you.
It's hard. That's sad.
Yeah. So
Oh,
sad.
gosh. That was a horrible link that I just tried to post. I don't know why it didn't work. Let me see. Let's see if I... Okay. Anyway. Let's do this, we're going to go back. So we had a good discussion, don't you think, Casey?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Cassie fell asleep. She doesn't say anything, but yeah, it's not one of those. It's kind of a morbid, very not like true crime is anything but depressing and all of that. But sometimes the justice part is more, we can be really passionate
Right.
about it, getting justice, So let's get out of this. This isn't a case that is any of those. Doesn't feel good to talk about. But, it is important to advocate for more help for, anyone struggling with mental health issues,
Right.
depression, anxiety, because they're not alone and there is help, even if these medical providers weren't
Suck.
able to. Yeah. That's true. Let's go ahead.
For lack of a better term, suck.
Oh, you know what we could do just for fun? Let me see, to get off of that subject. We could go to our shorts and play oh, I thought that I uploaded that. Didn't I? I thought I uploaded that one. I guess I didn't.
How much longer do you think the trial is going to be?
Just a couple days.
Couple days?
Yeah, I think like next week, like Wednesday, it's gonna go to the jury. But maybe it will go on Thursday. Maybe it will go on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because the closing arguments, I think closing arguments will be only a day. So maybe it will go on after that. So Tuesday afternoon. When everybody's done with their closing arguments, maybe.
Oh, okay.
It will go to the jury. Well, thank you for visiting tonight and chatting with us. If you were here, listening to our banter.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Yes, thanks. We'll see you next time, and we'll go out with a farewell. Bye-bye.
So long. Farewell. Auf
Adios.
Wiedersehen. Say goodbye.
Goodbye. Let's hide that. We're gonna go to, where's all the banners? Say goodnight in our banner. Good night. Thanks for joining the discussion. We will see you next time. I'm not sure what case. If you have any ideas, mention it in chat. If you're on replay, put a comment.
Yeah.
What case you want to go over? If we want to talk about, let's see. Good night. See you next time. Thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling.
Okay. Good night. Bye.
Good night.
Casey. Bye, Casey. Good night. Love you.
Love you.
Okay. Let's hit it. Let's hit it. Outro. Here we go.
Three sisters on the hunt, peace and truth from lies, clues in the silence under stormy skies. We don't always agree, but the thrill never dies. nights yet together in focus, chasing shadows and breaking chains, digging through evidence and cold case files, sisters in crime. La 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 sisters in crime, sisters in
Thanks so much. Good night and God bless. See you next time.
Bring me into golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a breeze, love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire. Never the same. Never you calling my name, I'm taking my sweet time. Hey, whatever the plan, I know I'm holding the best of me out of my hand. I know you always understand. Bring me into golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a breeze, love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire. Oh. golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a crazy love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire. Never the same. Never you calling my name, I'm taking my sweet time. Hey, whatever the plan, I know I'm holding the best of me out of my hand. I know you always understand. Bring me into golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a crazy love.